Take a ride on its own little pony. Take a ride on its own little pony. Please take a ride on its own little pony with Mr. Pineapple. Oh yeah, it's Mr. Pineapple's Wonder Hour.
Hello and welcome to Mr. Pineapple's Wonder Hour, the show where we talk big pineapples, small pineapples, hairy pineapples, and everything in between. The in-between being infected pineapples. I'm your host, Tony the Pony, and with me, as always, is the one and only, the incredible Mr. Pineapple. How are you, Mr. Pineapple?
I'm well, thank you. Thank you very much, yes.
Well, if you didn't notice, we've got someone else with us as well.
No.
The one and only, the Analyst, Connor Richardson. How are you, Connor?
I'm alright. Not too bad.
Aye.
Thank you.
How's
First person to ask me that for about a week.
How's the isolation treating you?
Not too bad, really. I've been speaking to your mum a bit. I legitimately have. Yeah, she's reached out last night and started asking me how I were and stuff. So that was quite nice.
That's adorable.
Yeah. She was asking me about wedding planning and things like that. So
More than my brother does, eh?
I'm not at liberty to discuss that.
Well, as always, we ask the guests 3 questions. Mr. Pineapple, do you wanna ask these?
Well, go on then. I'll go in the same order that we went with Adam, question-wise. Your all-time favourite film?
All-time favourite film. So I'm a little bit like you with this, where mine changes depending on my mood.
Yeah.
But one that I always end up going back to is a really cheesy, fun action film, which is just dreadful. And I know it's dreadful, so you don't have to berate me about it. I'm well aware. It's Shoot 'em Up.
Oh, it's not even dreadful. It's an excellent film.
No, it's not. It's dreadful. I'm well aware it's dreadful.
Such a good film.
But I love it. It's like I could put that on at any point in the day, any part way through the film, and I will watch it. And it's just fun. It's just stupid fun.
I need to rewatch that.
Big fan of carrots.
I actually am. It's probably my favourite vegetable. If that's another one of your 3 questions, then that's that one taken care of.
That's a fine choice.
Yeah, I do like that.
Yeah,
So
fun shooting, fun
underappreciated.
action.
Underappreciated film.
Just
I
like
love Clive
Clive Owen.
Thank you. Somebody has to say it.
Clive Owen should be in more things.
He should. He's great in the Bond film.
Oh, yes. I forgot he was in that.
Yeah, I didn't. Clive Owen all the way.
Yeah, excellent choice. Okay. Question number 2. Death row meal. Final meal.
Final meal. God. Probably fillet steak with twice baked potato and chili roasted broccoli.
That's very detailed.
Yeah.
I made it a few weeks back and it was probably the best meal I've ever had.
And you thought in that exact moment, I'm going to have this when I die.
Well, I'm not planning on going to death row, but yeah.
It does sound nice.
Go on, last question.
Which cartoon character would you most like to fuck?
Jessica Rabbit.
Did Adam say that?
He said something about a rabbit.
I think he did.
Did he
It's a
say
fine
Jessica,
choice.
or did he say the one from Space Jam?
Lola Bunny.
Lola Bunny.
Ooh.
That's
Oh,
what
I would.
Mr. Pineapple said, I think.
Because both of them are designed to be like that, aren't they? Like, there's that new thing on Netflix, that Beast thing, which is basically Lola Bunny on steroids, the entire thing. But Jessica Rabbit was basically designed for that one single purpose.
Yeah, slutty rabbit.
It does it for me.
Well, our big pineapple for today is our 3 favourite games from the last 3 decades. This should be interesting, but before we get to that, we have got the hairy pineapple. What have you got for us today, Mr. Pineapple?
A couple of episodes back, I started talking that I was going to try and finish the Empire Magazine's top 500 films.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I had 158 films left to tick off.
Yeah.
And I've watched a couple since then. So I thought I'd just give a little brief review of the films that I've managed to catch.
I thought you was going to say I've watched 150 something films in 2 weeks.
I mean, I'd certainly try, but I'm not that good. Well, firstly, I watched a film called Army of Shadows, which is number 214 on the list.
Oh.
It's a French film from 1969 by Jean-Pierre Melville.
Yeah.
It's just about the French resistance in World War II, and it's fucking bleak because Melville was actually a member of the French resistance, so it's got that sort of air of realism. And
gritty realism to the fullest.
Yeah, and It's fucking brutal. I watched it. I was like, fuck, this is not what France is normally portrayed as.
There's no cigarette smoking, snail eating
No,
happiness.
like even they can't trust anyone within the resistance either. It seems like a lonely occupation,
Wow.
and their only real solace is the fucking narration they have in their head.
That sounds very depressing.
And it's really well made though, because it flicks seamlessly between different people's inner monologues, like within the film, in like the same shot scenes and stuff. And I was just like, this is good French shit, even though it's depressing.
France got fucked though, didn't it?
Yeah. And then at the end they all die. So, but you don't see the deaths. It comes up in the little text thing at the end that you get at films sometimes.
Oh, yeah. So, like, so-and-so 5 years later was shot getting out of a car.
But it weren't even 5 years later. They all died within, like, the next 4 months.
Right.
One of them got beheaded. One of them committed suicide.
I think I know a poem about that.
You know?
Beheaded,
died. Brutal, but really good. I really enjoyed it.
Oh.
I would recommend it to anyone if you like watching depression. And I watched a second film called The Lady Vanishes from 1938, which is number 268 on the list. This is one of Alfred Hitchcock's British films, before he went all Hollywood. And it was really good. It's probably my favourite Hitchcock film now.
Oh, what was your favourite before?
North by Northwest, because I'm quite hit and miss with Hitchcock. Like, I don't like Psycho.
Do you not like The Birds?
I've never seen The Birds.
Oh.
But this is really good. It's funny. It's like stupidly funny for a mystery sort of thrillery type film. There's these two guys who just want to get home to Manchester to see the last test match in the cricket. So they're just there for some reason, and they amuse me. They're a cool comedy act.
Sounds very different.
Yeah, it was a lot more lighthearted than the French Resistance.
Did you watch them back to back?
No, a few days apart.
I was going to say that's quite a bit of a U-turn on theming.
But it does have a lot of parallels to World War II though, as well, because it's about spies and shit.
Right.
And there's a war that's about to occur if this old woman who's vanished don't get to the. She turns out to be a spy. This old woman. It's just fucking crazy, but it's good shit. I would recommend it. And they're the only two I've managed to watch so far. I will update the list probably in the coming weeks, because it depends when I can source them legally,
Yeah, sure, legally.
That was on iPlayer, The Lady Vanishes.
Oh,
It's on there until Tuesday.
what about the other one?
That was on Mubi, but it's not on there anymore. I'm watching another one later tonight, which leaves Mubi. So another French
watching
film.
tonight?
Le Cercle Rouge. It's by Jean-Pierre Melville again, but this one's about like a heist. It's not about
World War II.
World War II.
Maybe a bit happy.
Talk about that in a future episode.
Yeah, short but sweet. Love it, because we've got a lot to discuss today, which leads us into our small pineapples. Shall we start with trailers? As always. Which trailer would you like to start with? Capone?
Let's go for the films, yeah.
Capone, starring Tom Hardy. What did you think?
I thought it looked alright enough.
Alright enough. In the trailer, he doesn't speak until right at the end, does he?
No, it's because he's got dementia or some shit, or he's acting like he's got dementia.
Yeah. I don't really know the story about Al Capone.
I think he got arrested and shit, and then he got like released from prison for syphilis or something, because he had syphilis or some bollocks. I don't really know. And then he died.
You should have wrote this film.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Tom Hardy looks really good in the role. It's another full transformation into it.
Yeah.
You think he'll get nominated for an Oscar like
Nope.
Gary Oldman did?
No.
Do you know?
Because, no one likes Josh Trank's films.
Oh, is it Josh Trank? Oh.
Yeah, who made what was it? Fantastic Four.
This is his next film after Fantastic
He's
Four.
not made a film since 2015 because he got sort of blacklisted for making that abomination. Yeah.
He had loads of fights, didn't he, on set with the lead actor, Fantastic Four.
I don't know.
What's his name?
Miles Teller.
Yeah. Yeah, that film's bad.
I mean, I'm probably not going to watch this.
Are you not?
No, it's going straight to video on demand as well. It's not even getting a cinema release.
Is it not?
No.
Oh boy. Oh.
So that's how you know
because
it's
of the whole thing that's going on in the
No,
world.
I heard
They've been putting things on video on demand, aren't there, that have just come out.
No, I heard it was just straight up go in there.
I'll find that in pound stretcher then in bin in
Yeah.
bucket thing with the rest of the videos.
It's
I thought it looked pretty good.
got a decent cast.
He's he might have to be a little bit careful with like constantly being in gangster films and playing gangster roles, because I think he's going to end up being just typecasted, just gangsters every single film he's in, and not being able to do anything else. And then when he does, it'll be a bit jarring to see him like playing somebody caring and compassionate in a film when you've like in the last 6 things you've seen him in he's been a straight up gangster shooting people and being the bad guy in everything he's in. So it could be.
He's a versatile actor as well. So.
He is. So it's a bit disappointing to see him just doing gangster roles like quite close together, if that makes sense.
He's in quite a few, isn't he?
Yeah. Well, he did that Legend, didn't he?
Mm.
Yeah.
And then he was also
Peaky
in Peaky Blinders. And then.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Oh.
So more gangster.
He was in that Taboo thing, weren't he? I don't know if that's.
Yeah, I don't know if that was.
He
That
kind
was
of
about-
does look like a Cockney gangster in it. But,
Yeah, I think that's his character styling, isn't it?
But he's Venom.
Oh God,
Yeah, but that film doesn't exist, so it don't matter.
that's a bad film.
Have you seen the Venom 2 set photos, Connor?
No, I've not. It doesn't even exist, so it don't matter.
Woody Harrelson looking like Fry from Futurama.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
It's
Love
gonna be bad.
I want to see a supercut of just his scenes, and I'll just watch that.
Well, moving on, did anyone watch the Saved by the Bell reboot?
I watched it. Yeah.
Oh, God, it looks bad, doesn't it?
Yeah, my note that I put down next to it, the rest of it's quite comprehensive. This looks like more American shit, comma, I hate it.
I just wrote the word
That's even
Yeah.
less than what I wrote.
I wrote, looks bad.
Yeah.
But then I did put, American Pie did it right, and no one ever has done it good since.
American Pie done what right?
Because it's like the high school kind of like American comedy into.
Oh right.
It just feels like, you know, with the stereotypical, here's the jock character, here's the nerdy character, and whatever. I feel like the last film that I actually watched like that, and it was funny, was American Pie.
There's a lot of great teen comedies out there. They've just not been looked. Have you not seen Superbad?
Yeah, but it's not great.
I disagree with that. Yeah. It's a wonderful film.
Well,
You
we'll
need
have
to
to-
watch. You need to watch more films, you.
I've seen it.
Superbad. It's in Empire Magazine's top 500 films. I'll have you
Is
know.
it?
Yeah.
What number?
Like 474 or some shit.
Yeah.
Not particularly high, but it's still in there.
But yeah, Saved
And
by the
American
Bell.
Pie's not.
American Pie's not.
Yeah.
American
Dickhead.
Pie's better than Superbad.
I agree, but
Well, Saved by the Bell looks terrible. And was it a series before?
yeah,
Yeah.
that's why it's a reboot.
I didn't know if it was like a film and now they're making it into a series.
One of the most famous characters is probably Screech, I'd say. Everybody remembers.
Yeah.
Screech.
Yeah.
And he was like just a wacky kind of character, like your typical, well, a bit like Kramer, but
Yeah.
young. So he was like the best part of the TV series, in my opinion, from the bits that I caught.
Yeah.
And then just watching this trailer, it looks god awful, and it needs something good in it like that.
He went on to make porn, I'm fairly certain, and then get arrested for something. That's probably why he's not in it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That'd
They've
do
got
it,
everybody's
yeah.
kid in it. They've got everybody else's kid apparently, according to the trailer. It's like your mum was there, and your mum was there.
I banged your mum and I banged your mum.
Yeah. Why can't you just be like, God, your dad, Screech, let me tell you. Like, easy peasy, done. They've got everybody else in it, so why not?
Well, the next TV show is Solar Opposites, the new Josh Roiland TV show. I only put one note for this. I put the American Dad of Rick and Morty because I don't know. Everything kind of just seems the same, but they're aliens.
I suppose I'm quite excited for it because I just like watching that kind of. I think the Justin Roiland stuff is better than Seth MacFarlane's recent stuff by like quite a way.
Yeah.
Apart from the Orville, that was good.
I've never watched that. It does look good though. That's
watched
his
it up
live
until
action one, isn't it?
Yeah, the space one. I watched up until like the Birthrights one, and then it kind of put me off a bit of it. But it looks really fun. I think it's one of those programs where you could just chuck it on and you'll have a few laughs with it, and you wouldn't need to turn it off. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Just fine for the background.
Yeah, I don't think it looks bad or anything. I just think I know I expected something a bit different because like the main two characters, the main two aliens, are literally like nearly dressed the same and everything as Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, but
I think it's one of those things where Rick and Morty at this point is like almost sacred to some viewers, and it's got to that point where it's people expect a certain quality from it. So this is like a side project where he can do whatever he wants, and it doesn't really matter because nobody really cares about it yet. So there's nobody super invested in it. So he can just do stuff and just things and just make it a little bit more like en masse and not have to worry about tweaking everything to be perfect. He can just chuck out other jokes and comedy that he might have put into Rick and Morty but cut out because of like certain elitism between certain fans. And then this can just be built and it's like a little bit more quick and fun, and he's got less pressure on him for it. So it might end up being that you get more series of this quicker.
Yeah, because even though like Rick and Morty is like I was saying before in like cartoon series, like they'll kill off a character and then next episode he'll be back. Like even though Rick and Morty is still a cartoon series, it's literally gone from being that to this overarching story that everyone wants explained. And it seems, like you say, there's too many fans now to let down. So we have to. That's why they release like 5 episodes and then like 6 months later release the other 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you think, Mr. Pineapple? You've been a bit quiet about this one.
I just hope that the fans aren't massive pricks like the Rick and Morty ones are. He says while wearing his
or wearing his Rick and Morty t-shirt while drinking his Szechuan sauce.
and making his notes in his
Rick and Morty notepad.
Yeah, as long as they're not pricks like you, then it'll be fine.
You know, it looks all right enough. It looks all right enough. I'll watch. I'll give it a watch.
Yeah.
It's on Hulu, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
And in America, isn't that bundled with Disney Plus?
I believe so.
But then in England, from what I've seen, it's not got a broadcaster link to it yet. So I don't know where it'll be. I don't know what it'll be on.
It'll be on some site.
Yeah, well, yeah, on some site. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But like, I don't know how it'll be in England because that's the kind of thing that would end up being on like BBC Three and stuff like that when BBC Three wasn't like a webcasty thing.
Yeah.
Well, Rick and Morty was on Channel 4, wasn't it?
Yeah.
New
But like,
season.
they've got no contract with any UK broadcaster yet, from what I could find from looking at it. So yeah, it should be odd.
Aye. Well, yeah. Looks all right though, doesn't it?
I'll watch it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll get on to our game trailers now. But let's stick with the theme of TV shows. Seinfeld's got a adventure game.
Yeah, it does.
Well, from what I saw, it doesn't yet. They've made like a proof of concept, and they're sending it out to people saying, "Do you want it? Show people you want it, and we'll actually make it." So at the minute, it doesn't look like it's not in stone yet.
That's what I thought, and I kept reading the description. Like, is this real? Like, I can't tell. It's like a point and click, like 8-bit adventure game, isn't it?
Like 16-bit, but yeah.
16-bit, sorry.
The Analyst.
He's got his facts ready. But yeah, I don't know why they're making this.
I don't know who it's like targeting because the people who'd watch Seinfeld a lot are like quite a bit older than us. But it looks like it's targeted because of how they're marketing it and how it's being campaigned. It looks like it's pointed more towards people of our age. But I don't know many people of our age who have watched a lot of Seinfeld apart from probably you.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So you're the perfect audience for this game. But are you interested in it or would you buy it?
I'd buy it, yeah. I like doing nothing in game form.
There you go. So they've reached the target audience, Mr. Pineapple. They put a picture of his face up on the wall. Like, right, how do we reach this man?
If they put some pineapple content in the game as well, I'm even more sold.
We'll have to put some letters out.
Yeah.
See what we can do.
Strongly worded emails.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just looks weird.
Yeah.
There's no reason behind it.
I've never really liked point and click adventure games. It's just not been my jam. I find it a bit too slow. So it's probably not something I'd get myself.
No,
but it should be good because one of the developers for it, he already has a point and click adventure game, and that's got really good reviews from the few people who've played it. It's got like 600 reviews, I think, so it's not a lot. Other games have like thousands and thousands on Steam. This one's got like 600, and they're all positive from what I could see. The original game did pretty well, and that's like about a guy in space who's like mutated, but he's supposed to be a person, and it's just got a wacky bunch of characters. It's like Draw. It's got really crazy, weird things like a pug is your friend, and you've got a robot that's like Hal, but it's just a sticky note on a monitor. It's really odd looking, so it looks like it'd be well done for this. And then he's got another game coming out as well, which is a bit like a fantasy theme park style thing, where you go and play D&D almost, as like, so you make a character and go into a theme park where you fight against actors that are supposed to be like monsters. So that looks like it could be quite interesting, but that's not even released yet, so I don't know how much attention he'll be able to pay on to this Seinfeld game if he's not released that one yet, because that's not released.
He must just be a massive fan of Seinfeld to even think, I know, next game, Seinfeld, point and click, let's go.
Game based on the show that finished 22 years ago. let's do this.
Time to strike.
But the next game, we got Streets of Rage 4. Did you watch this one?
I did. I'm not a big beat 'em up side scrolly fan.
You know?
No, I've played a lot of Streets of Rage, 1, 2, and 3, but it's just not my scene, really. No.
You just play them to annoy yourself.
I just played them because they were free on one of the Xbox things ages ago.
Fair enough.
But it's just not really for me. It looked good enough if people are into that kind of thing.
I didn't like the look of like the new because it's all like drawn now instead of 16-bit.
He's learning.
But with the game they've put the retro in as well. Yeah. But that looks a lot better. I played a lot of Double Dragon when I was younger, so God.
Yeah, it looks like it could be good as well. This is one where the mechanics of the game are really going to depend on how well it does, because there's quite a few companies have tried to make a retro style side-scrolling beat 'em up, but they all end up suffering anyway from a problem with the mechanics where hits don't register correctly on hitboxes. So like your fist will overlap an enemy's head while you're trying to punch them, but it won't actually register that you've hit and done damage. And those collision boxes make or break games like this because of that's what it all is about, basically hitting things. If the hitting things doesn't feel good or right, then it'll just bomb and everybody will panic and it'll be awful. It's easy enough to hide that in trailers without it being like a proper gameplay preview. So it's not, you can't really tell if that's there or not. It's really difficult. But I don't have that much hope for the game just because of, sadly, their publisher is like not great. The best series that they did was they've done a Japanese RPG called YS. I don't know if you've heard of it.
No.
It's an okay JRPG. It's good. It's fine enough. It's not like you guys obviously don't know it, so it's not broken like mass market like Final Fantasy and stuff like that. But it's good enough. And then the rest of the stuff they've made is absolute garbage. So this isn't a JRPG, so I'm expecting it to fall into the pile of the rest of the garbage they've made.
Fair enough. I think Streets of Rage has got quite a big fan base behind it though.
Yeah, but
like you say, you'll only know on release day when everyone's like, this shit.
Yeah, because purists are going to be like, right, I know that if I'm stood this far away and I've used this combo, it'll do this specific action. Yeah. If they try and do that and it doesn't happen or it's not as they would expect, then it'll just get panned and just get put in the bin.
Yeah, especially when they've put the retro characters in as well. They'll expect it all to be the same. They might have shot themselves in the foot with that one, aren't they?
Okay.
Oh boy. Well, the next game trailer is the next Dark Pictures anthology. Little hope. Have either of you played Until Dawn or Man of Medan?
No.
I've not played either, but I have watched somebody play Man of Medan the entire way through.
I've played Until Dawn, and I keep trying to play Man of Medan with my cousin. Yes, that one.
Yes, cousin lover.
But PlayStation just don't like internet connections, so. But yeah, all the games they've got kind of same like overarching like build up to the game, but it's always a different twist at the end, and for the horror survival movie game thing.
I like the narrator. I want him in everything. He needs to be in more games, even games that don't need it. He should be in the Streets of Rage narrating that. He should be in every game. Seinfeld Adventure, put him in.
Yeah. The new commentator on FIFA.
Yes, he needs to be in that.
Well, I only watched half of this trailer because he spoke about Man of Medan. I'm pretty sure he would have spoiled the game in that first half of the trailer, so I just kind of stick to the new.
That's a fair point. I think it pretty much does.
Yeah, because he's like, you remember,
Yeah,
and just explains the whole story. I'm like, no. But yeah, this one looks all right. It's got the weird face guy.
Oh yeah,
the one that always looks like he's smelling a fart.
Yeah, he's in Midsummer and other thing.
Will Poulter.
Yes, that's his name. I think that's the only like guy I recognised in this one.
Is he in the Narnia films?
I think he might be.
Yeah.
He plays I think he's in the last one. He plays like the little rich kid. I don't know. But yeah, this one's about witch hunting, isn't it?
Yes.
I love them. I love these games. So
I don't like playing them. I get very bored. But
you get bored.
I can watch the hell out of it. I don't know why. I can't play it. I just find it really dull to play. But I'd happily watch like a YouTuber or a friend or anybody just play through the game because it's just so much more entertaining. Because it's so they're done really well cinematically. And it's really well broken up, especially with the narrator. And it's really interesting to watch. But I have no fondness of playing them.
I like playing them just because of how tense it gets you. Because you can just kill off a character in like the most stupidest way. I think Man of Medan's less forgiving than Until Dawn. Like in Man of Medan, you can just kill people like straight away in like the first 10 minutes of the game. You can kill one of the main characters.
Yeah, I've got a friend who played it and they killed their favorite character. Like the first instant you can possibly kill that character, they instantly did it and didn't realize, and they were annoyed.
Was it Conrad?
They never told me. They just said I killed my favorite character. I hate the game.
So no, Conrad, the guy out of X-Men, the old Iceman. Yeah, he can die really early on. But yeah, they are good games, and I am looking forward to this one. Looks good. Who don't love a good witch hunt? And the last game we're going to talk about, the one the Analyst brought in for us, Crab Champions, is it?
Yes, it is.
Is that the name? Yeah, I watched this right before we started recording. It looks amazing, doesn't it?
It does.
Just looks like a whole big bag of fun. It reminds me of Time Splitters when you could play as like the monkey and the squid and stuff.
Yeah.
I love it. It's just a whole bunch of crabs fighting each other, racing each other. That racing mode looks fun.
So that racing mode, from what it looks like it's based on a community game. So the shooting game, you've probably heard of it. It's called Counter-Strike.
Oh,
one of the most popular shooters. But people made custom games in that where there's a very strange mechanic in it that's built into the game engine, where if you're holding your knife and you hit a ledge at a certain angle, you'll start surfing and sliding along it and getting faster and faster. And it's all about building up momentum. So people make these custom maps where it's all of these ledges angled at certain ways, where you've got to jump from one to the other, trying to build momentum to get through this level. And the racing mode in this reminds me a lot of that, where this community game mode where people really loved it. I think if the right people see this game and this trailer, I think it could really, that mode especially, could really take off. Because it's one of those things where people just gravitate towards that and they get really competitive and like nerd out about it.
Yeah, it does look fun. Looks very aggravating though, that racing thing.
Yeah.
Was it, do you know, because they've got a bit where there's like loads of little different floaty rocks. Was that still the race mode? When you're like jumping over all the little, oh god, that's gonna get.
So there's like
play that though.
There's a bit where there's like an ice canyon and in between it, and there's ice that you've got to jump between, and then there's floating rock circles, and they've got to jump between that. That's all in the racing mode. Yeah.
Love it. We're definitely going to play that on August the 20th.
It looks like a whole heap of fun. From looking at the trailer, it's not obvious if it's got like online matchmaking and stuff like that, but it looks like it's got closed multiplayer at the least. Sorry. Yeah. So yeah, it looks like you could just grab a few friends and play that and just have an absolute whale of a time.
Yeah, we'll be buying that. And
get whale of a time. It's a crab game.
Oh.
Sea creatures.
Sea creatures. They love good old puns, eh?
Yeah, I don't know if you know this. The game is actually being made by the guy who created the Crab Rave meme song that goes around and that a lot of people know. So yeah, he's making this game with some developers and publishers, from what I can see. So it is the exact model that he's used in the video for the Crab Rave, from what I can tell.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to hit people who like that stupid song are going to probably end up playing.
Communities.
Yeah, the meme community.
This.
Oh yeah, and that's a big crossover with the Counter-Strike community. They're big memers. So yeah.
This is going to be a big YouTube game as well. All the YouTubers are going to be playing this just because of the meme. Definitely. Yeah. Well, that's all the trailers done. Let's get on to the news. The small pineapples. Yeah, that's a new theme.
Right.
First bit of news, we got Sam Raimi has been confirmed to direct Doctor Strange.
Yes.
It's been a reoccurring little tidbit of news, hasn't it?
Yeah,
in the latest episodes. It's been confirmed.
Finally got the confirmation that we needed.
Back onto Marvel, innit? Hey?
Yeah, I'm excited. Just when, Marvel, they'd annoyed me, but they've drawn me back in by getting Sam on board.
Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah, it's going to be a straight-up horror film. And if they get Bruce Campbell in it as well, then I'm even more sold. And then if they get a Tobey Maguire Spider-Man cameo...
I think it's heading that way. Because there's been like bits in Morbius and stuff where they've got the different versions of Spider-Man in that. I think this film's going to just bring in loads of weird shit. Even if it's just like a second clip of everything. Because, we've seen loads of weird stuff in the first Doctor Strange film. Yeah. Imagine him falling through different multiverses and Tobey Maguire just be like, hey.
Oh, it has to be emo Tobey Maguire, though. Dancing.
Just like doing that to Doctor Strange. I'm looking forward to Doctor Strange.
I mean, yeah.
I know the Analyst isn't a very big Marvel fan, but what do you think about this?
So when I first heard about it, I heard that it was going that way of the horror style. And then I heard all the stuff about, actually, no, it's not. And then actually, yeah, it is. And then, no, it's not. And then, yeah, it is. So if it does fall down on that side of it being horror, and you're dangling this Tobey Maguire dream in front of me, it could be one of the few Marvel films I do end up watching.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, that's basically critical acclaim.
Excellent.
I mean, the reason that the first director got booted off was because of how many times he did reiterate that it was a horror film. And then, obviously, Kevin Feige and all the Disney officials were like, no, it's a kid's film still. Stop saying it's a horror film. And then they were like, bye-bye. Let's get Sam Raimi. But yeah, I think that we're going to kind of step away from the horror aspect, I think.
They can't do. They've got Sam on board.
It'll have a little bits of horror, but I don't think it'll be a straight up horror film like they was saying it was going to be. But we'll kind of know when the villain gets announced, because there's been rumours of like it being Nightmare and stuff like that, who's obviously a horror orientated Marvel villain.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting. It's like the one that I'm most excited about. The upcoming Marvel films.
I'd agree with that.
Shame it's like the last one getting released, isn't it?
Oh.
Yeah. So we're going to have to sit through all the shit. The Black Widow, that's, not even relevant.
Because she's dead.
Yeah. A little bit more Marvel news. We've got Joss Whedon met with Marvel, rumoured to be about Fantastic Four, and John Krasinski has been seen wandering around the Marvel headquarters, I would say.
They're not a superhero team themselves.
Yes, they are.
That's exactly how I was imagining it.
So the big thing is, people are jumping to conclusions. Think John's gonna be good old Reed Richards like your dream casting was.
I did cast him, fan cast him, yeah.
Do you think Joss Whedon's a good director for Fantastic Four, or do you think he's kind of dried out his comic book?
After making Justice League,
patching together the Justice League,
then I just think he needs to stop and go and live on an island for a little bit.
Well, Avengers were good. Avengers 2.
The first one was.
And then they got rid of him.
Yeah.
And then he made Justice League, which was it's just been on a slow decline, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe this is the film to bring him back up. I meant decline again. I mean, anyone could make a better film than the last Fantastic Four. So
Yeah. Yeah.
The next bit of news: J.J. Abrams apparently doing a DC Justice League Dark series for HBO. What do you think about this? I don't really care about this.
I'm not the biggest JJ fan.
No.
It'll just be full of lens flare.
Lens flare and nostalgia.
So.
Yeah.
I like Justice League Dark though.
They're kind of setting up for it though, aren't they? You know, Constantine's come back. Swamp Thing was a thing for a season to make that old. And then I'm sure there's been multiple DC characters that's been seen in all the DC TV series that are just oversaturated now. But yeah.
Fucking DC, man.
He's also doing the Shining anthology though.
Yeah, I don't care for the Shining either. So.
Is this the most hated news that you've got so far?
So far?
Is it bigger than Uncharted?
Oh no, no. Fucking
Tom Holland as Nathan Drake. We all love it. He's old enough at least, eh?
Yeah.
Well, we'll move on. We got Green Hornet and Kato remake in development.
Just make it better than the last time they tried to make this film.
Are you saying Seth Rogen is not a good Green Hornet?
I am saying that, yeah.
What? This is news to me.
Such a bad film.
Do you not like his Green Hornet that smokes weed all the time?
It's a bad film. It's just bad.
Who played Kato in that
Some
one?
Asian.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
There it is. Like Jackie Chan?
No. Bruce Lee played him, though, in the 60s.
I know, yeah.
Yeah. Fuck Bruce Lee.
Was it his son who
No,
played it in the remake?
His son died in 1994. He got shot while making The Crow.
Oh, yes. He's the Crow Man, isn't he?
Yeah.
He don't look like Bruce Lee.
Does he not?
Because he's dead. No, because...
So he does look like Bruce Lee.
Yeah, Kato was played by some guy that was in Now You See Me Too. So there is two top films.
Yeah, that's his
Now You See
claim
Me
to
Too and
fame.
Green Hornet.
Wow.
The first Now You See Me was a good film.
Yeah, but then they made the second one.
We saw that in the pictures together, actually.
Mm.
Me and you, yeah.
Yeah, that made up for the other bad things you made me watch.
Oh, Dark Skies.
Yeah, that's awful.
Fucking the big
Dark
wedding.
Skies. Is that the one where the birds smash into the...
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
He made me pay to watch that in the cinema.
Everyone else really enjoyed it. And me and you were just like, this is shit.
Yeah. But then you did get me free to watch, was it The Big Wedding?
Yeah. And that had tits in it.
So, can you complain, really?
Still a bad film, though.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. I can't complain.
I gave it 2 out of 5 because it had tits in it.
For the 2 tits.
Instead of 1 out of 5. Yeah. I talked about screen presence.
Oh, yeah.
And that review went onto a website and they changed it to 4 out of 5.
What?
Yeah, they used to change the I used to do reviews for the Savoy Cinema.
Oh, yeah.
And they used to change my ratings, so I look like a complete knobhead, saying, don't go and watch this, 3 out of 5.
This is the worst film I've ever seen. Her screen presence was great, though. 4 out of 5.
They stopped asking me back after a while.
Well, the next bit of news, we've got the first look at June.
It looks pretty, doesn't it?
It looks like everyone's in motorcycle gear. That's what it looks like.
It looks pretty, though.
I don't know. I saw the pictures and I'm like, why are they all literally wearing motorcycle pads? I hate that. And they have sci-fi films and they're like, make all the people wear spray painted motorcycle gear. Done.
Right.
And then Timothy Chalamet is just in a long black trench coat. It's not interesting.
All right.
The one that looked interesting was Jason Momoa with his little sword thing and his pirate shirt. But yeah, don't like the look of it.
You feel better now after that.
I do, yeah. I don't like the look of this.
I mean, I've not seen the 80s version.
Is it that film where they take the face off the girl and she's a robot?
No, that's Face Off.
No. Gotta take your face off.
Such a good film.
Is it?
Talk about
Yeah. Talk about Face Off. And The Rock and Con Air, the trifecta of action awesomeness by Nicolas Cage.
Oh, Nicolas Cage. Everyone loves Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance, don't
No, we don't.
they?
90 minutes of nothing.
But yeah, What did you think about Dune? Because I've just shitted all over it.
But I think it looks pretty.
Why though?
I like all the motorcycle gear and the long black trench coat. You know.
It's my favourite part.
Of a desert landscape.
Yeah, who don't love an arid landscape, you know? It makes me think of hope.
It makes me think of sand. I hate sand.
Oh. That's a reference. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I've actually seen a film directed by Dennis, you know?
Dennis.
The director.
What's his last name? Dennis.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so I'll probably not watch this one too.
I think I'll watch this because it's been hyped up too
It has
much.
been hyped up a lot, yeah.
It just kind of reminds me of Oblivion.
I liked Oblivion.
I
That's
didn't
one
watch
of the films I saw at the pictures when I was reviewing.
Tom Cruise.
I didn't have to change my score for that one.
Did we not? Why? What did you put?
I get it 4 out of 5. I liked it.
4? That's
Yeah.
high.
I
I
really
ain't even
enjoyed
seen it, but it looks bad.
It's not. It's good.
It's better than After Earth.
Oh, After Earth. After Earth's another one I saw. God, I hated that film.
Oh boy. I think that won the Razzies that year as well. But yeah, next bit of news is very depressing news. Again, we should say we've got a lot of deaths again in this episode.
Yeah.
The first death is Danny Goldman.
Yes.
Go on, Mr. Pineapple, you know more about the dead people than I do.
Well, he's most famous for playing Brainy Smurf for like 8 years on the Smurf. Well, he did the voice of Brainy Smurf. He didn't play him.
Not live action.
No. Yeah, he was 80, you know. He played a blue man. Next.
Jesus Christ.
We've got to fit them all in. Come on.
Well, we've got Malcolm Dixon.
Malcolm Dixon, midget from Return of the Jedi and Time Bandits.
Who did he play in Return of the Jedi?
Ewok, obviously.
Oh, right, okay.
And he was an Oompa Loompa as well, but uncredited.
Oh, was he in Willow?
Probably. They all were.
They
Were in
was in
Flash.
Harry Potter.
What?
You were in Flash Gordon?
Oh, did he play a dwarf?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Was he in Harry Potter?
No.
Was he in Harry Potter, the porn spin-off?
I
Probably.
think so, actually.
But yeah, he was 66, I believe. when he-
6. Oh yeah, we should mention none of these are coronavirus.
Yeah, these are all normal people deaths.
Jesus Christ. These deaths don't go well. Maybe we should stop talking about dead people.
No, we've got one more.
Yep, it's Brian Dennehy.
Yes, probably most famous for playing the sheriff who hunts down John Rambo in First Blood.
Oh yeah.
You know, he's just a really good actor. Actually, he's in a lot of good stuff in the 80s and 90s.
Do you like this one? You're not going to disrespect this one?
No, I'm not going to disrespect this one. No, 2-time Tony winner as well.
Oh,
Yeah,
He was in
he's a theatre
Ratatouille.
man, is he?
he was in Ratatouille as well. Yeah, the
Who do you play in Ratatouille?
rap
Django.
thing. I'm guessing. I don't know.
Played Django.
Not the Jamie Foxx character.
That would be a very different film.
Yeah,
I just got very confused for a second.
but yeah, he was 81,
81. That's
Yeah.
a good age.
ripe old age, and he was a portly fella as well.
Oh,
You know, First Blood's good though, isn't it?
yeah, it's film.
No, it's great. Come on.
Yeah, it's all right. And that's the last of the normal people deaths. Something to cheer us up, even though we weren't really that upset. Disney Plus, the film Splash, the original version, you get to see Mermaid's Bottom. Disney Plus, because it's all kiddies and that, they've CGI'd some hair over, in quotation marks, over the bottom. It's
looks
literally like
ridiculous.
stuck.
Yeah, it's
It's like she's just very furry.
Yeah,
like she's
it's not
got
great.
yeah, it's atrocious.
I thought she was supposed to be a mermaid.
Yeah, not on land.
Watch the film, you idiot.
Oh, Splash is a good film, man.
She's a hairy mermaid.
Not well done. Oh.
No,
It looks
definitely not.
atrocious.
Especially when you can see where real hair ends and comes out, and then the fake hair's just literally plastered onto her back.
Not moving
and
at
a bum.
all.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like she's got hair extensions that are just sellotaped to her entire body, down to
Yeah.
just below her ass.
Yeah.
And then her real hair's just flying everywhere.
I remember watching that scene a lot as a child.
Okay.
Did your,
and
did your video like break on that? Just paused it so much there. Just
Yeah. Rewind, pause. Rewind, pause. You know, it's a good
You
film.
didn't watch it, rest of the film.
No, yeah, I know where,
just fast forward to it exactly.
but it's not the first thing they've censored on Disney Plus, is it? They've took out like the Jim Crow stuff from Dumbo,
Oh yeah.
and they've taken out a casting couch gag from the Toy Story 2. Do you know how they have the sort of like outtakes?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they've took a casting couch gag out of that.
We haven't taken anything out of The Simpsons, and The Simpsons is pretty.
They kind of have, but that's just because they're awful and they can't format things correctly.
Oh, is it still not in the right ratios?
No, it's still 4:3 stretched, so like, there's a few jokes that just like don't land because they're not on the screen.
Right.
So there's one bit where they go to the Duff plant where they're making Duff beer, and they say, well, this is where we've got our normal Duff, this is Duff Dry, and our new production, Duff whatever, Duff Dark or something. And when you watch it properly, there's one pipe that splits into 3 and feeds all 3 vats.
Right.
So it's all the same beer. But on Disney Plus, it cuts off the top, so you can't see that it's all 3 pipes being fed by one.
Right.
It just looks like a normal 3 pipes feeding into one individually, and it just kills the joke. But it pauses for you to appreciate it.
A nice little tour around the Duff.
Yeah, and it just completely falls flat. And there's just bits where people's heads, like faces, get cut off. So it's like it'll focus in on the family, but because obviously Bart and Lisa are shorter than everybody else, all you see is like the top of their hair rather than their actual faces and like their reactions to things. So it's just so poorly done. I know that they're gonna, like they said, they're gonna change it, but yeah, it's still not there, and it's still crap.
Is that just on the older?
Yeah, the ones that are formatted 4:3.
Yeah, I've only been watching like the recent ones, to be fair. I ain't gone
I've watched
back.
up to season 9 from when it Disney Plus came out. I've been watching nothing but The Simpsons.
Same.
But, yeah, I've gone from season 1 to season 9, and I'm halfway through that.
We discussed last episode that there's nothing good on Disney Plus. I mean, The Simpsons, and I've been watching The Mandalorian, but I'm not up to date with that. I watched episode 3 and
I've watched the first episode, and I just don't want to watch it until it's all out, because I know that I'll just like blue ball myself while I'm waiting for it. So I don't want to do that. I'd rather just wait for it all to be there and just fly through it in one go and enjoy it all and not have to wait, because I hate, streaming services just killed in olden style entertainment with like weekly releases. It just makes it awful to try and do.
Yeah. Well, next bit of news, we've got Universal Trolls World Tour is the biggest digital release ever.
Is that box trolls or just trolls?
Just Trolls.
Just Trolls, yeah.
Not box trolls.
Trolls is great though.
I've not seen it.
I watch it a lot.
You've got a kid, I can understand why, yeah.
But it's good. It's good, to be fair. It's not annoying like most kids' TV. It's bearable.
Bearable.
But yeah.
I mean, is this going to change how films are released in the future? Probably not.
No. It's going to be interesting when cinemas reopen, to be fair.
It's going to be a weird time for Hollywood.
I think most things should just be released on digital, like in this period of time. I think Black Widow should have been released on Disney Plus. That would have got them loads of subscribers and everything.
Maybe. Or they just use their 7-day free trial, watch that 7 days a week.
Yeah, true.
And then just unsubscribe.
There would have probably been an uproar of the second female-led movie, and it's just been released on streaming. Women, eh?
What a bunch of bastards.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
Well, let's get on to our gaming news. Fits the episode, you know. We've got Ghost of Tsushima. It won't have waypoints in the game. It relies solely on landmarks instead, which I like, taking a different spin, because I think a lot of, in quotations, open world games just use waypoints way too much. You see what I did there? Way too much.
No, I didn't. No. Cancelled.
But yeah, it's probably going to be really annoying, but
it's going to be stressful.
So what is this game?
It's about samurais and shit.
Yeah.
It's open world.
Yeah, it's been at like the last 4 E3s. It's saying it's going to be on PS4, but I'm guessing it's going to be a PS5 launch title. Sony exclusive game about, we don't really even know. There's not been, like, the trailers have just been like, oh, look at this pretty field, you can ride horses, you're a samurai, here's some gameplay. There's been nothing about the story at all, to be fair. I think he was in a battle and was supposed to die, and people thought he was dead, and then he comes back and hunts down random different generals and stuff. I think that's the overarching plot. That's why it's
Okay.
called Ghost of Tsushima. But I might be all wrong. I might have just made all that up.
No, it's made by the infamous people, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Sucker Punch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can remember seeing it a long time ago.
Yeah. That's what I mean. It's been teased that much.
Yeah. I just get sick of E3s like that, where the game's just like, this is going to be coming out, and then the screen just goes black, and then somebody comes out and starts talking about something completely different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They start to really get on my nerves.
I think it got announced and its first trailer got shown at the same E3 Days Gone did.
Was that zombie game?
Yeah.
Where they were trying to show, like, look how many zombies are on the screen at once.
Yeah,
and then they
the
just shot a
game
load of
came
zombies
out.
and nothing happened.
Yeah, the game came out and it was like half the zombies.
Yeah, and it looked awful.
Yeah,
Nice.
that was Sony exclusive as well.
Got a love
Cool.
E3, hadn't you?
Yep. But yeah, whatever really. The next bit of gaming news, Rockstar's new game is rumoured to be Grand Theft Auto 6. What do you guys think about this? So I thought it was going to be Bully 2.
You mean Canis Cadamedic too?
Yeah.
You went there.
I never played the first Bully, so I was hoping that it would be.
Yeah.
Because I really wanted to play it, but I just never bought it. I don't know why. I always saw it in the shop whenever I went to Game Station back in the day when that still existed.
Nostalgia.
Used to go in there and like, that's that game I've heard everybody likes and they're really fun, and then just leave and then not buy it, and I don't know why.
It is really fun.
You just
it looks
admire
great.
it from afar.
Yeah, exactly. I love the box art. That looks great. I can remember that.
I've got it right there. I can see
Oh
it with
my
my eyes.
He's seen it with his eyes.
The
I wish I
PS2
could.
version.
I was really hoping it would be that, and I'd be able to play it and enjoy what everybody else enjoyed when they were younger.
Mm.
But Grand Theft Auto is still fun.
I really expected GTA 5 to just keep
forever.
going. Yeah.
Games on demand thing, and just like that's the cap of it, and then just keep updating it and releasing new expansions and updates and things.
Or
It would've
like
been good.
the announcement or like rumours of GTA 6 to come when GTA 5's literally at its dying point.
Yeah.
Because loads of people are still playing the game.
Oh yeah.
The online thing's crazy.
It's fun to play. It's just keeping on top of things. Like I played it when it was originally released. Played all the online stuff. Like got a load of money, did all the missions and things like that. Build bank, bought a massive house. Sold some game keys online that I had spare from different things, and then bought a shark card with the money from that, and then spent all that money on in the game as well. Really enjoyed it. Left it for about a month because I was like, I'm all GTA'd out. Came back and everybody had flying motorbikes with rockets attached to them, and I just had a Ferrari. So I was like, yes, fuck this game.
And it is, you can easily like pay to win, can't you?
Oh yeah, well that's what the shark card is.
Yeah,
when
microtransactions and that.
Yeah, so I sold these game keys for different games I had. Got a load of like, basically it's like trading in but online. So I traded in all these games I had that I'd not redeemed. Got points from this store. Use those points to buy a shark card, which gives you money in the game. And then just spend that on like the biggest house and like the best cars at the time. Then, like say, went away for a month. The best cars were now shit, and everybody had rocket bikes. So I just paled in comparison.
But yeah, do you think they'll carry on the 3 different interlinking stories? Did you like that about GTA 5?
The only time I've ever played the campaign was when I started the game up for multiplayer, and you see the guy sat there on the settee. Is it Michael?
Yeah.
Just sat on the settee with the window behind him. I've seen that scene load up 1,000 times.
But you've not played any of the campaign?
Nope, not touched it.
Good campaign. It's good.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I found myself like not enjoying parts because it swaps you between all 3 of them whenever. But I don't know. I think it's a good mechanic.
I've had my fill of GTA campaigns. So I'm playing it from like GTA London.
Jesus.
So I've played GTA London, and then from there I've played the GTAs. Apart from GTA 4 because of Nico.
Oh yeah.
So I didn't play that one.
Yeah.
I played every other campaign entirely. So I'm campaigned out for Grand Theft Auto. It's just really like, go here, steal this car, deliver this car, do this silly mini game, get some money, go over here, steal another car, shoot this person, do a getaway. So like, I'm not bothered about that. I'll just go online and gamble. Yay, gamble.
I I think I just like the characters that they keep introducing more.
Mm.
And Nico's obviously the worst GTA protagonist in the world. But yeah, last bit of news, we've got Resident Evil 4 is being remade. It's been greenlit now by Capcom, following the reimaginings of Resident Evil 2 and 3. Multiple development sources have said that the Resident Evil 4 remake has now entered full production with an estimated release window of 2022. Did you play Resident Evil 4, either of you?
Yeah. Again, I can see it right now in my PS2 collection.
Very small amount.
Do you believe this needs a remake or should ever have a remake? Because it's widely regarded the best Resident Evil.
It's not even that old, is it?
No.
Like 15 years old?
And to say they literally remaster it every, 3 years or something?
Yeah.
I hate the game.
Oh.
You hate Resident Evil 4 or just Resident Evil?
I hate the entire series, but I really hate 4.
Oh, shit. Oh, boy.
Why is
I
that?
love Resident Evil, but alright.
I hate it. So the reason I hate Resident Evil as a whole is because when I was very, very young and first had my PlayStation 2, I bought a magazine off the shelf in the newsagents with a little demo disc that comes with it.
Nice.
Gotta love those. So I bought that thinking demo disc, we'll bash this out all weekend and it's going to be amazing. Took that home, put it in, and one of the games on there was a Resident Evil. Not sure which one, couldn't tell you. Tried to play the demo of that. The demo was so poorly done on that disc, it was unreal. There was no information whatsoever. You didn't know any of the buttons. None of that was there, so you didn't know what you were doing essentially when you first started it up. And I just died over and over again next to a flaming car without being able to pull my gun out. And it drove me mad to the point where I hate Resident Evil because of that.
Was you playing as a female?
I cannot remember for the life of me. I just remember getting hit by this one zombie 1,000 times whilst trying to get through this in an entire weekend. But I couldn't do it. And instead I just played Gran Turismo instead.
Kind of sounds like Resident Evil 3 with a flaming car at the start.
It's like a bit almost like top-down-y.
Yeah.
But not quite. So yeah, I couldn't find a way to walk anywhere, pull out a weapon or anything. It was just really, really pissing me off. So that seeded my hatred for Resident Evil. Then with 4, that was the next time I saw Resident Evil, and a friend had bought it. So I went round to his house to watch him play it, probably play along. I ended up not. But is this the one where it's the village?
Yeah.
And you're playing as like a trained military cop kind of guy, aren't you?
Yeah.
And then he pulls out his pistol and he stands completely still. And he can't step backwards. He can't move because apparently a character, you wouldn't be able to do that if you were trained to use a firearm. I mean, I've been to a shooting range and you definitely can move to the side and move backwards while you're holding the gun. So I know that it's possible, but it's not a mechanic in this game, and I really hated that a lot.
It's the last Resident Evil to... Oh no, you can't move on 5 either when you're aiming. Yeah, I don't know why.
I hate it. That really, really annoys me in this game. I don't think it adds anything good to the game at all. It builds tension and suspense. You can't shoot all the time, and you've got to pick your moments to shoot. No, you're a trained police officer that should be able to move backwards while shooting, at least. At bare minimum, you are able to walk backwards. It might affect your aim or whatever, but you should be able to do it. And that pissed me off even more. And then I've not played one since because I hate it.
Yeah, I think especially with Resident Evil 4, with you being allowed to run up and suplex and kick in quotations zombies, the fact that you can't actually move and aim, so you have to stand there still, shoot a zombie in the head, run up to it, press a button, and then you do the suplex. It's a bit
it doesn't make sense
janky, isn't it?
And it really irritated me and annoyed me. Just the scheme and controls of it. So I've just never gone back to a Resident Evil game ever. So they lost my custom.
It's good.
Don't look it.
Yeah, but there's a man who sells you shit, and he's like, "What you buying?" And I just like saying that all the time. Turns me on.
Oh.
And there's giant trolls.
And a giant crocodile.
Oh, I hated that bit. The fish fucking creature-y bastard. Fuck that guy.
But yeah, Resident Evil 4 is getting a remake when it shouldn't do. And I've got some Resident Evil 8 plot details.
Yay.
It sounds very much the same as Resident Evil 4, I'm not going to lie. Apparently it's set in a European village in the mountains with a castle overlooking the village. Basically the same setting as Resident Evil 4. But apparently Chris Redfield's going to be a major character in this. It's still, you're playing as Ethan from Resident Evil 7. They haven't specified whether it's in first or third person yet, but yeah, Chris is supposed to be alongside kind of a secondary character, but I don't think it's going to be two-player. It's just going to be Chris helps you now and again when he wants to. And they're bringing back more supernatural elements, because there was a leaked footage of Resident Evil 3.5 where it was obviously what Resident Evil 4 was supposed to be, and there was a character called the Hookman who was a ghost kind of character that followed Leon throughout the game, because every Resident Evil game needs a character that follows them throughout the whole game. Apparently that's coming back in the form of a witch who chases you throughout the game, and there's going to be werewolves.
I just can't even.
I liked Resident Evil 7. I thought it was a good reining back for Resident Evil. Brought you back to an enclosed setting until the last act of the game. We don't talk about that, but it was more puzzles and survival horror, and it was actually scary. But this just sounds like they're going what they did with Resident Evil 4, where they took it to the new extreme.
I don't like horror games though, really, do I?
Do you not?
The only one I really play is Resident Evil 4.
Oh, was that the only Resident Evil you played?
I get scared easily.
Yeah, but they're fun to get scared.
No, I mean I play Dead Rising and shit, but they're just fun.
Not horror game.
Zombies are horror.
It's not horrifying though, is it?
Yeah.
Put on a Lego head and not zombies.
Yeah,
Not in zombies.
No.
But yeah, that's the last bit of news. I'm going to hand it over to Mr. Pineapple for the infected pineapples now.
Ah, yes.
Who's dead?
I mean, all the people. We'll start off with Joel M. Reed, age 74, an American filmmaker. Probably most famous for making one of the most controversial films of all time, Bloodsucking Freaks. Yeah, there's just a lot of death in that film, in many different ways.
What's some of the ways?
Chainsaws, hammers. A guy gets a drill into his head and then they suck out his brain to his jaw.
That's pretty controversial, isn't it?
Yeah. He made other sort of schlocky horror films as well, but that was sort of the major one that he did. Then we've got a guy called Rick May, voiceover artiste.
Yeah.
Did mostly in games.
He did the soldier in Team Fortress.
Analyst, yes. He's got my back there.
Yeah, it's it's a very popular character, and a lot of people know it because Team Fortress did a series called Meet The, where they introduced all the characters while they were building up to make the game free to play. And the soldier is one of the really fun characters in that.
Is he the big beefy one?
No, that's the heavy. The soldier's the one with the rocket launcher and the army helmet that comes over his face mostly.
Oh yeah.
And Peppy Hare from Star Fox 64 as well.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
He was 79. Then we go on to Anne Sullivan. She was an animator at Disney.
Oh yeah.
She sort of worked on the sort of late 80s, early 90s ones. So your Little Mermaids and such. And Lilo and Stitch and Treasure Planet as well.
Oh, mate.
But she was 91, so she lived a good old life.
Yeah.
And then we've got, how the fuck do I pronounce this?
Oh, here we go.
Alan Daviau. Daviau.
See why that was difficult. Alan is a difficult name.
And he was an American cinematographer who he mostly worked with Spielberg. On E.T., The Colour Purple and Empire of the Sun. He was 77, And a couple of Barry Levinson films as well, Avalon and Bugsy. So he got around a bit. Who won the Tigger movie? And Van Helsing. That was his last film. That's a bad film to go out on.
The Hugh Jackman one?
The huge film, yeah.
Yes.
Jackman.
Where he turns into a werewolf.
Yeah, so we only have the 4 deaths corona-related, the entertainment-y this week. I'm sorry that I couldn't bring you more, but
no, it's all right, mate.
Such is life.
I'll let you off.
Such is life. But other corona news: the next Pixar film, Soul, has been pushed back.
Looks like Inside Out, doesn't it?
It does look a bit like Inside Out, yes.
But with souls instead of brain things.
Yes.
Emotions. That's.
Yes, emotion. Yes, that's what they're often referred to. But I guess the biggest news is Comic-Con's being cancelled.
Yes.
Obviously, San Diego Comic Con.
Yeah. Loads of people can't gather in a big hall to watch a 3-second trailer. Poor them.
Yes. Poor them.
And we're
Yeah,
not going
well-
to get any leaked. Here's the next Marvel film. Here's John Krasinski as Reed Richards. I mean, they should just do it online. Just put loads of trailers out.
Well, end up doing that.
Like E3 should, but...
That's it. Corona.
Well, that brings us on to our big pineapple of today. And that is our 3 favourite games from the last 3 decades. Who wants to start? Shall we do it in the order? Should we go 90s and then we all say our thing, then, or do you want to do one list?
Let's do it. Yeah.
Decade by decade, I think is best.
So 90s. I'm going to say Mr. Pineapple starts. Put you on the hot seat now.
Well, I have chosen Tekken 3.
Oh.
It's a game I love, a game I played a lot as a child, a game I play a lot now.
Yep.
Another game I can see if I turn around. I'm assuming you two have both played Tekken 3 before,
Yeah,
you know.
an ungodly amount.
You know, who doesn't love, blasting some fucker as Law?
Is that your favourite character?
I do enjoy Law. Yeah, I do.
I like Gon
God, what a little prick.
and Dr. Boskonovich. He's good.
Yeah. Tough to unlock.
He is good though. He's really unique. You just make him lay down and cough on people.
Yeah.
Can't be doing that nowadays, can you?
Oh, not
No.
especially not if you're a doctor. You ought to know better. But yeah, I almost chose Half-Life.
When did Tekken 3 come out? Sorry.
1998, 4,
Seven.
6, 8,
7.
7.
That's the year I was born.
Right? Oh, you're young, man.
Tekken 1 came out the year we were born, 1994.
No, I was born in 1993, though, bruv.
Oh yeah, you're old, aren't you?
Oh, God.
Yeah.
He'll be the first to die by coronavirus.
Yeah, probably.
That's because he licks lampposts, so.
I don't leave the house, mate. You have to leave to lick a lamppost.
Haven't brought in special.
I mean, I don't know what you want me to say about Tekken. It's my favourite.
Why is it better than the other 2 Tekken that
Yeah.
came before it?
Why Tekken 3? What's your beef?
Well, Tekken 3 was the first one I played,
Oh.
so it's got that sort of nostalgic factor.
Hmm.
The roster of characters is a lot bigger than the first 2 as well. I think this is the first one that had Eddie
I
on.
think so.
I mean, he's a great starter character for people who've never played Tekken before. Just press them 2 buttons and hold back a bit and you fuck everyone up with your spinny
Spinny
bastard
kicks.
capoeira bollocks.
Yeah.
And
I hate Eddie.
I mean, he's a good egg.
Who's
Did
the ginger guy? Kicks people off.
Huang.
Bang, yeah.
He just plays him.
Yeah, he's good if you know how to play as him and don't just
I know you just
flip
tap
your feet
one
about
button.
like a twat.
Yeah, if you're a
on the
button
spot.
spammer, you just switch stances and do nothing.
Yeah.
You just kick 3 times. Just keep doing that.
Yeah.
That's how you win Tekken.
But I just love it. A lot of memory.
Yeah.
Playing it with my family.
Nostalgia and
We still play a lot of Tekken now. But
Which
Tekken,
ogre's your favourite?
the
hairy
green,
one or the green one?
green one.
Green one.
Yeah.
Okay.
The sort of true ogre
Yeah.
is a bit shit.
It's
So easy to beat.
It's just like a weird mob.
Yeah, it's a giant standing up mob. That
But I prefer the green one as well.
yeah, the green one is the best one.
I'm just
Yeah.
getting confused because you're saying that ogre's a moth.
Yeah, ogre's a character in Tekken 3,
Mm.
and it's got 2 forms. One's like a green. Have you played the recent Mortal Kombat game?
Yeah.
The other Khan, that's not Shao Kahn,
Oh, yeah.
it's a little bit like him, but green. And then he's got another form where he's like a big furry moth.
I'd hate that. I've got an irrational fear of moths.
I hate moths as well.
Same.
Oh my god. Maybe we should marry each other.
That is stupid, unless
I am an ordained minister. After all. Yeah, if
Yeah.
any listeners want to get married by Mr. Pineapple, let's do that shit.
Pineapple wedding.
I will
pineapple
work for
everywhere.
cheese. I will work for cheese.
That hurts him.
Oh yeah, don't give me lactose free cheese, please.
Yeah, Tekken 3.
Yeah. There is a sort of side scrolly beat 'em up game in it.
there is.
Is
No.
there?
And to heal, you've got to pick up chicken off the
Chicken.
floor, and the guy says chicken.
You kick a barrel and get some chicken out of it, a full roasted chicken as
It is,
well,
yes.
not just like it's
They
fun.
also, did it have bowling in it as well, or was that Tekken Tag?
Did it have what in? Sorry.
Bowling.
That's not in this one. No, this one has the like beach ball, the volleyball type game, mini game. Yeah, Tekken Ball. It's called Tekken Ball because they are great with names.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like Tekken kart. No, that was Mortal Kombat, wasn't it? Or the kart racing one. Ignore me.
So yeah, I was going to choose Half-Life because it was first released in '98, but on PC. But I didn't play it until PS2 when it got released in 2001. So I was confused as to what the parameters were if I was allowed to. So that's a double choice.
I've got one like that, to be fair.
No.
So I'm the other one that stuck to the rules.
I've stuck to the rules. I've not chosen Half-Life yet for any of them.
Yeah.
Because I chose Tekken. So yes, Tekken 3.
And runner-up was Half-Life.
Runner-up, yeah, we'll runner-up Half-Life. Even though in my top 50 games of all time, Half-Life is above Tekken 3. So
makes sense, that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Who wants to go next?
Let's go in age order then. Let's go on to the Analyst.
Okay, so I picked a game that I've played more hours of than anything I've ever played, I believe. I've played it recently. It was remade a long time ago now. Played the remake version. Played the emulated version on the computer as well. I've played this game far too much, and it's Pokemon Red.
Hey, knew there was going to be a Pokemon one in there.
Got to be on it. It's got to be red as well because blue sucks.
Oh, I love how there's always like a race war between.
Oh my lord!
Between each Pokemon game that gets released.
Yeah, I've still got my red cartridge, and it's in a drawer next to me.
Nice.
And I've got it with the Game Boy Advance SP, so I could still play it. It's just a great game, and it's everything about it's just brilliant. Even the glitch with Masigno, where you can get an item duplication glitch or a weird Pokemon, and it just everything about it, people built up things outside of the game that were about the game. So people making up creepy stories and things about Lavender Town and the music driving people insane and things like that. That Kangaskhan is a Cubone as well as a Kangaskhan, and it's supposed to be an evolution of and it's supposed to be the third stage of that line because of how Masigno works and all this weird stuff that everybody just got so invested in. And you knew your friend at school who had a cheat code and he could get 99 Master Balls, and he'd be like, oh yeah, but I can't show you because it only works on my cartridge. I can't do it on yours because I can only do it on my game because I've already done it, so you can't have it. All the stupid stuff like that. And it just, I've never met somebody who doesn't like at least a Pokemon game, and it's all from basically Pokemon Red and Green, because that's why it was released in Japan. Pokemon Red.
I love that about old games, how because there were no internet or anything, you couldn't be no, you're lying. So anyone who make up a lie about their game doing a certain thing, it'd just be the boss.
If you run into this world when it's 8:15 at night, you get into the forest and then you can walk through and you find Mewtwo there, but you've got to do it exactly at 8:15 at night on a Thursday. So you've already missed the chance, so you'll have to try it next week. But I did it. Trust me, I can't show you though because I've not got it on me, but you can if you run into a specific place. Or you can move this car. If you strength on this car that's next to the SSN, you can get past there, and they can run around there and get the original Mew, not Mewtwo, but normal Mew. You've got to use the strength on the ball. So I've heard so many stupid stories like that, and it's just brilliant because, like you say, you couldn't use the internet to debunk, so everybody can make up any kind of story about it, and they just get passed around playgrounds and things.
People have had them little booklets with all the cheat codes in.
Yeah, those little game guides and Game Shark and things as well.
I love Pokemon, man. Pokemon's good. It's a good choice.
You can just sink so many hours into it as well, and
yeah,
when you get really neckbeardy about it as well, you can go really in depth and try different things. You can challenge yourself, and doing things on emulators, you can set it up so it's entirely random as well. So the first 3 starters that you can pick from, it's random starters. It could be any Pokemon in the entire game, and then a nemesis that you have goes and picks a random Pokemon that's even different to those you've seen, so they could have absolutely anything. And then you go into your first fight and you've got a Weedle and he's got a Fearow, and it's okay, well, I just get absolutely buttered here. But then you could do it again and you get Mewtwo and he gets Caterpie. So stupid stuff like that where innovation's just made it, and the love of the game, you can just do so much with it. And like I said, the remakes as well, Fire Red, that was really fun to play. The graphical update for the Advance, that was good.
Yeah. Cool. Did you have any runner-ups?
Not really.
Just solely going with Pokemon.
I looked at the list and it's a lot of the fan favourites of that time period are stuff that I never really played much because I was too busy playing Pokemon. So yeah, that basically a standout for me.
Well, so I struggle picking this decade.
Because you're so young.
Yes. I've got 2 kind of games that stood out.
That's not
fair.
I'm
breaking the rules. I'll choose one of them.
You chose the category that we were doing for this.
I know.
episode.
Both of them I've never finished, so I want to go back and finish them. Wow. But they are nostalgic as fuck for me.
but not nostalgic enough for you to have finished them.
Yeah, I don't care enough that
the hard games, mate. Right. This one's Banjo-Kazooie, 1998, probably the best out of like Mario and Sonic and Spyro and Crash and all that. Banjo-Kazooie just stood out for me. You know, you play as a bear that's got a bird in a backpack.
You're saying it's the best mascot platformer?
Yes.
Wrong.
I've just said it. Rare's got some good titles. It's a shame that Microsoft bought them and made them shit. But yeah, Banjo-Kazooie. The intro to that game is, every time I hear it, just like warms my heart. You know, with intros to games, there's certain ones where you hear them, you're like, oh my god, yes, that is one of them.
For me, it is that Pokemon intro. But close behind that, actually, odd. It's Crash Bandicoot with the intro for that. The intro for that, like, I can hear that, the first few notes of that, but like, oh, he's playing Crash Bandicoot, what a buzz.
Yeah.
It's just great. Well, yeah, I know what you mean with that, but I never really played that Banjo, because
it's good. It's a good game. The second one is one that you might not have heard of. It's Seventh Guest.
Oh, it's not. The FMV.
The point and click horror thing, puzzler.
It's an FMV game, isn't it? Where it's like, it's video, it's like actual footage of people and stuff, isn't it?
Some of it is, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a mix thing. 1993. It's because it's so nostalgic. Like, cause it's a horror puzzle game in a haunted house. Yeah, me and my family just always played it because we had a Philips CDI, you know, played random games on that, like Little Devil and Project Eden. Scary fucking dinosaur. At the end, the T-Rex boss turns into a mouse and runs off. What a game.
Little Devil and Seventh Guest are on Steam.
Yeah, they are. I love Seventh Guest though. It's a really fucking hard puzzler that I've never finished. Me and my oldest brother, we got, because he bought a CDI 5 years ago, and we got right to the end, but it was that late that we were like, right, we'll just stop here and do it tomorrow morning. Woke up, it all crashed and broke, and we were like, we're never going to finish this game. That's it.
You're never going to see the ending.
It's a curse.
Yeah, you're destined to never see it. I think that's how it should be, though. I think you should never experience the ending of that game and just let the legacy live on.
Well, the last like puzzle is literally like a process of elimination, and it's got like 4 columns and like 5 rows or something, and it just takes forever.
Right. There's not a logic puzzle. It's just grit and determination.
Yeah, the last one is. Most of them are logic, but that one's just like, you know what? Fuck it. But yeah, they're my two.
That you've not completed.
The runners up were like Mario 64 and Mario Kart and stuff like that, but that's what everyone remembers from that era.
Yeah, they're fine games. They're all right. I'm thinking about it now. If I was to have a runner-up, it would have been GoldenEye.
Beautiful.
Because I was just thinking what games came out in that period, and yeah, if I wasn't at home playing Pokemon, I was at my cousin's because he had the Nintendo line of consoles, whereas I had like so I always bought Sony, he always bought Nintendo, and he had the SNES, NES, N64, and GameCube. He went all the way through, so he had GoldenEye on his N64, and I remember playing that with the weird 3-handed controller.
Yes.
It was great. It was so good. And then the rest of the James Bond games pretty much just went downhill from there.
Yeah.
A bit dreadful in comparison. I don't know how they managed it.
Nightfall was alright. I remember that one being alright.
Well, I think I played the multiplayer version of that in like a snow resort on
Yeah.
a ski slope.
And you had like the grappling.
Yeah, and they have like weird gadgets. And the ski lift was running up the middle of it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember playing that.
That's all I
had
remember.
that as well.
But yeah, on to the 2000s. Go on, Mr.
2000s.
Got
I went for
Half-Life.
no. Uncharted 2. Among Thieves. It's my all-time favourite game. It's from 2009, so it's just right at the very end of the. I think it's like October 2009 as well, so it's like proper.
Limboing under the bar.
You know, it's sort of just. I only played it last year for the first time because I've been a 360 boy for a long time, and I finally got a PS4, and I'm like, I'm finally gonna play these bastards, and then I did, and I was like, God damn, this is good shit.
Better than Lara Croft.
Sure, yeah. And you can sort of see the influence that it had on games that sort of came out after that with the great fucking set pieces and.
You can even see the influence of Crash Bandicoot in that game. To be fair, Naughty Dog's just a really good developer. I think they've got some stellar games, mate.
I was never a Crash boy myself.
Did you not?
No.
You piece of shit.
But at least I complete games.
That's true. That's true.
You know.
So Uncharted 2. Why is this one the best out of all? Is it the story?
Yeah, I like the story. I think there's no stupid jet ski bollocks in this one like the first one. Because I hated the jet ski stuff. Just because the controls were so cumbersome and it pissed me right off.
The first one's probably the worst, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the worst one. I've not played, is it Lost Legacy yet, the spin-off?
I played a bit of that. It's
I've not
alright.
played that one yet. When talking about 1 through 4, 2 is definitely
Stand out.
peak. It's peak action adventure gaming for me. And, you know, it's fucking good. It's good shit. I really needed to make notes, but I forgot. Amateur hour. I just focused too much on WWE. You know, I should have picked something that I should have picked a WWE game.
Probably.
Even though this is my all-time favorite game.
Well, I do love Nathan Drake as a character.
Yeah, he's my
Character development.
He's my favorite character, video game character.
Pretty cool.
I love him.
And you're so happy Tom Holland's playing him.
Yeah.
Mm.
God damn it, man. Gonna be directed by Ruben Fleischer, who made Venom.
Venom.
God damn it. God damn it.
And that was a film. It was just a film. It weren't bad or good.
So yeah, Uncharted 2. Everyone go and play it. If I was to have a runner-up, it would be SmackDown Here Comes the Pain.
Oh, dear.
Yes, my 4th favourite game of all time. I blasted so many hours into that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just used to pick Goldberg or Brock Lesnar because you could pretty much beat anyone in like 4 moves with them. And I was like, I will hold all the belts at once. Yeah! Brock Lesnar, bulking it up.
Gonna balk someone now and again, aren't you?
You've got to, yeah. It's just fun. Connor's
Fair
turn.
enough.
Next.
Okay, so I was pretty much quiet for all of that because I've not played any of the Uncharted games. Because when it came to around the 2000s, I realised that I was very competitive when it came to games. So a lot of the single player games, I just didn't really play much of. Just because I don't see, still to this day, I don't really play many single player games. Just because it's just like I find them a bit dull because I'm not getting some Russian kid sending me a message over the Xbox Live version or whatever it would be on PlayStation 2 at that time. I don't get a kid sending me a message saying Harry hates me and he's like, fuck my mum because I've just like destroyed him in a game. For me, that's what I really enjoy about games.
That's what gaming
annoying
is.
people. Yeah, annoying people to the point where they feel like they have to send you a voice message. That's chef kiss right there. That is beautiful. So I never played that. And like Ryan, I was an Xbox boy as well. So I just spent the entirety of the 2000s playing Halo 2.
I knew it.
I'm in a company of Xbox boys.
You are.
Traitors.
I played the fuck out of this game. It was one of the only games I've played like I've cared about doing the campaign on. I played it through the campaign on every difficulty that there was because I just loved the mechanics of the game. Like all the shooting was so clean and everything. All the weapons were really fun to use. So I've just enjoyed playing everything about it. So I'd spend most of the time online playing against other people. But then if it went down for whatever reason or back when I played on this, I was in my old house like 3-4 houses ago. And to play, you have to obviously plug into the internet. Because I didn't have the wireless connector for the Xbox. So I had to get an Ethernet cable that's probably about 20 feet, 30 feet long, plug it into my Xbox. I was in the loft at the time, so run it down the loft stairs, through a bedroom, across the landing, down another flight of stairs to the ground floor. But the cable would go halfway down. So I had to get the home hub, the BT home hub, the router, pull it halfway up the stairs, put it on the stairs and plug the cable in. So it was a bit of a trip hazard whenever I was playing on Halo. So I couldn't play it all the time to start with, but I played the absolute hell out of that game. I played it semi-professionally for money as well. I played way too much of that game. Way too much. I used to play. I was in basically a clan or a guild or whatever with Mr. Pineapple's cousin. We were in a group together. We played a lot. Oh god, I played that game too much. It's so good and so well made because it keeps everything to a minimum. It doesn't go over the top with like crazy stupid stuff. And it was at that perfect time where everything was just so well done with it.
Is it the best in the series?
Yes. Halo 3 was good as well. Don't get me wrong, it was very good. But like on Halo 2, there was just so much because of like the game development wasn't as clean. There were certain like bugs in the game which you could almost exploit. So in the game there's a melee weapon that's called the energy sword. So whenever you've got that, you can like slash people up and absolutely destroy them. But what a lot of people didn't realize is there's two ways to use the energy sword. So you can either press the right trigger, which is the usual method to use any weapon in the game. But then you can also press the B button, which was the melee for every other weapon in the game. But when you've got a sword, if you press the B button rather than the trigger, you attack faster. So if you were in a duel with somebody else who had the sword, if you press the B button and they were using the trigger, which everybody really did because they didn't know this little tidbit, you'd beat them every time. Because when swords hit each other, they clash and nobody does damage. But then if you hit quicker, you'll be able to kill them. So while they're recovering from their first animation, you go straight into the next one and kill them instantly. So you could do that. If somebody else had a sword and they were coming for you, and you had like the most prominent weapon in the game, which was the battle rifle, there was a button combination that you could do, which means that you cancel their animation and kill them quicker than they can swing a sword, but you just have to put the buttons in really quick.
Jesus Christ.
Which the button combination was the B button to hit them, so you'd like melee them, and that happens quicker than a sword swing, and then you'd cancel the animation of hitting them by pressing the reload button, and then that starts the reload animation, and then you cancel that animation by pulling the trigger and shooting the gun. So it all animation cancels and happens within a fraction of a second if you do it right, and you can kill somebody before they can kill you with a melee hit of a sword. So there was a lot of intricacies like that where if you were good and you could outplay people, you could do really well. And I just knew how to take advantage of those, and I really enjoyed playing the game, and I put a lot of hours into it.
Yeah, I can see why people would send you a lot of hateful messages.
Yeah, so if you don't know that those things exist, it just looks like I've cheated and killed you when you've got an insta-kill weapon, and I win. So it's, yeah.
Any runner-ups?
Yes.
Oh.
The runner-up for me would be Call of Duty 4, which that was just a great game, wasn't it? I think everybody loved that game.
Yeah, even I loved it, and then I'm not into
Great game.
first-person shooters, to be fair.
Yeah, well, as you can tell, I am. So this was another one where I actually played the campaign of it. It's a lot shorter than most other campaigns as well, and because they tried to make it that really short cinematic experience, and then the focus was the multiplayer. But I still played the campaign on this one, and it has got a great story, and almost every lad our age knows about like Captain Price and stuff like that. Because of all the Call of Duty games, you know about Soap and Captain Price.
Yeah.
But it's just the characters and the storyline was just so good. So there's that. And then the one that I was going to put is the Armour series as well, which is a game I don't know if any of you two have heard of it.
Yeah.
I've not heard of it.
So it's a tactical military sim game, and it's like gets really in depth into like ballistics and things like that as well. So bullet drop works and like range in and range finding and using scopes like accurately and how they would in the military by like knowing how tall the average man is and then using that to count how many dots up on a scope he is. Tells you how far away he is, which lets you know how much you need to zero your scope to make it accurate at that distance. So you're compensating for the drop of the bullet. So it gets really in depth, and it's got really good gunplay and things like that. But Armour 2 and Armour 3 basically spawned the Battlefield, the Fortnite.
Battle Royale.
That one, yeah. They were like the originals for that. So Armour 2 had a big modding scene where people could make games in their game. So one of the most main ones that a lot of people know is DayZ, which is like the zombie survival game. So somebody made that in this game, and that was where it originated. And then they also made Battle Royale. So where Fortnite and everything comes from was essentially this, because it was originally a mod where you'd all just parachute in and exactly like Fortnite, like run around, pick your guns up, and a fog would come in and slowly kill you if you were outside of it. So it is almost identical to what Fortnite is now without the cartoony over the top. It's a little bit more like PUBG in like the realism style of it. So yeah, I played a lot of that as well when that first came out. That was really good.
Fair enough.
Great choices.
Yeah,
Thank you.
My pick is Resident Evil Remastered for the GameCube. Right, bear with me.
No.
I was 5 when this came out. It came out in 2002, and my oldest brother was around 13. The day that we got it, my dad bought it when he bought the GameCube, thinking it would be a fun game. We played it once and it scared us that much that we didn't even play through the opening like sequence bit, and then we kind of just made my dad take it back to the shop. But about 3 months after, Oliver bought it again, and there's just too many memories of this game and nightmares. I had a lot of nightmares as a kid about this game as well. Yeah. I just remember watching Oliver play it and then making me play all the bits I was too scared to play, which is great when you're 5. There's a character called Lisa Trevor in the game where right at the start of the game you can go behind the stairs in the mansion and click on these gates, and all you hear is like this woman screaming and like chains dragging on the floor. And then later on in the game, you go to this cabin where this woman just whacks you because her hands are bound by a brick, and she like whacks you over the head. And then it's like it was the only thing really added more to the game in the remaster. And I think she's just like, with Resident Evil fans, she's universally known as probably like one of the most scariest, because she's a little girl who got infected with, well, experimented on with a T virus, which is the strain of the zombie virus, and then she turned into this weird hunchback thing with she wears her own mother's face sewed into her face.
Nice.
And she's obsessed with a dead mum. Yeah, that that made me have nightmares as a kid.
Yeah, it's understandable. I'll let you have that. I'll let you have that as a nightmare.
But yeah, I just really love it. Made me fall in love with Resident Evil, and it was just a different game. It still had all the fixed camera angles and stuff, and just I just love horror games. I love that, and I love all the characters because they were so over the top and so stereotypical, like American action film characters. It was just great. But yeah, my runners up were Devil May Cry, Eternal Darkness, Tasmanian Tiger, what a beast of a game, and Gauntlet, Dark Legacy. I think most of like all my runners up in this game is just based purely on nostalgia. I'm playing it with my brothers and my brothers' friends and stuff.
Yeah, it's not based on game quality.
No, it's like when people kind of say the titles of them games, I'm like, oh my god, yes, like always at the back of my mind. Yeah, there were so many games to choose from though.
Yeah, another runner-up for me actually is The Warriors.
Yeah,
That is a great game.
It's my favourite Rockstar game.
And I know Seaton really enjoys that game as well. That's probably his favourite game.
It's my 5th favourite game.
Fuck you, Seaton.
It's a wonderful game. Played it, and memories of that because me and my brother played the co-op on it like an awful lot, like a lot. We still do.
What about Simpsons Hit and Run?
That's a fine game.
It's a very good game. That was on my shortlist when I was looking through them.
It's much better than Simpsons Skateboarding and Simpsons Wrestling.
Whoa, I knew you were going to say Simpsons Wrestling as soon as you started saying that sentence.
I didn't even know there was a Simpsons wrestling game.
It's amazing. You can play as Willie and fly across the screen with a rake.
It's bad. You can play as Willie and fly across the screen with a rake.
And he's like a helicopter plane. It's like a prop plane. So he like spins his rake in front of him and flies across the ring after bouncing off the rope. And you can throw rakes onto the floor, so when people walk across them, it bounces up and smacks them in the face.
They Cape Fear it, like Sideshow Bob.
And Homer's got bowling balls that it bounces off the rings, the ropes as well. And you can throw like 4 or 5 at a time, and just line them up right. You can make it so people just can't walk across the ring to get you as well. So it's really bullshit mechanics like that. It's brilliant.
Bad game.
That sounds good.
It's not good.
And on my side, and he never played it.
And I don't finish games.
We'll do a shit game stream sometime where we play it,
and that won't be on it. We'll play Resident Evils all day.
We'll get the Analyst in and we'll play some shit games.
Another reason why I picked Resident Evil, it's one of them games where I can just replay forever and it never gets blown.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what about 2010s? That's a decade.
Well, my choice came out a whole 6 months after Uncharted 2.
Oh.
This feels like a right cheat.
2010.
Red Dead Redemption.
Alright, I'll let you have that one.
I'm a big fan of Westerns, as you both probably know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, and what's better than GTA, but GTA with horses.
Cowboy GTA.
Yes. It's a beautiful game. I love the story. I love the gameplay. I love playing poker on it and throwing horseshoes and shit and doing all the mini games. And
I feel like you spend a lot more time doing all the mini games than anything else in the game.
Yeah. It made me cry.
Yeah.
And like when you first go into Mexico and that song kicks up, and I'm just like, this is good shit. This is what a game should do. Evoke feelings inside me.
Did you like the ending?
Yeah, I did. I like the ending. Sad, very sad. My boy John is a great character.
One everyone remembers, isn't it?
Yes.
I think everyone knows the ending to Red Dead Redemption by now.
Yeah.
I don't. I never played any of them. I've not played them because I was just too busy playing like Halos when I was younger.
You were just
when
too
that came
busy
out, I was
pissing
probably
people off.
playing Halo. Yeah, I won't even lie. I spent most of my time playing Halo around that time, or an awful game called Too Human,
Oh, mate.
where you use the analog sticks to attack things with.
I owned that game. It's so bad.
It was atrocious. So yeah, I played that for a long time. I don't know why, because I knew it was bad while I was playing it, but people wanted me to play it, so I did. And then I just spent most of my time playing Halo. So I never played Red Dead, because it was either Halo or GTA. So I didn't see any point in playing Red Dead because I played GTA instead. Because I'm not bothered about the Western aspect of it. It was just the same game but Western. So
you'd just be like, "Where's my car?"
Yeah.
It's taking too long.
Where's my Porsche? That's not a Porsche. Come on, man.
But yeah, Red Dead. I played it a lot. I played it a lot at uni actually as well.
Yeah. Why didn't you pick Red Dead 2?
But because I've not played it.
Oh, you've not played it?
No, I only got a PlayStation 4 like last year.
I'll have to borrow you that as well.
Oh, yeah, borrow me that one instead of Star Wars.
Instead of Star Wars. Okay. Yeah. So we figured out that you didn't like Dark Souls, and I was like, you don't like Star Wars.
Not a Dark Souls guy. But yeah, I mean, I know it came out very, very, very early into the decade we're talking about. So I'll do a few runner-ups that are sort of closer to this end of the place thing time. The Spider-Man game.
Which one?
The 2018 one.
Oh, right, Spider-Man. Yeah,
Spider-Man.
PS4 one. Yeah.
Yes, huge hard-on for that game.
Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. I mean, I bought the DLC for it and everything.
Did you? I haven't played any good.
Yeah, it's really fun, you know. That would be a choice. Tomb Raider, the first rebooted one from 2013 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Major fan of that. Horizon Zero Dawn, another game that I love, you know. So just to show you that I haven't just picked 2 games from 7 months within each other. There are others that I enjoy too.
It's going to be interesting to see what you say about Red Dead 2, because I think it's better than number 1.
Right.
And I think Arthur's a better protagonist than John.
Well, you'll have to remember to fetch it me because you forgot for like the past week to fetch me Star Wars.
Yeah.
So
you
I've been
like
having to
anyway.
play Colin McRae Rally Dirt thing, like a Russian peasant.
Well,
it's a good game though, actually. I quite like it.
Anyway, Analyst, what is your pick?
So my pick is, I don't know if you guys have played it or even heard of it.
Oh,
So it was originally a Flash-based browser game.
oh God.
So I know that doesn't set it off on a great. They've got a stigma about them, right?
Basically, seventh guest.
But Microsoft then picked it up because of how popular it was and expanded it and made it like so a lot more people know about it and like it. So the Flash version was originally in 2010, and then it was released in 2012 onto like PlayStation 3, Vista. It came out on Windows. I think it was on the Xbox One, PlayStation 4. With the Wii U even, it were on that. It's been on a lot of things. And it's called Thomas Was Alone.
I think that sounds familiar.
It sounds familiar, but I've
To
never...
Google, real quick.
So it's a game that's about a rectangle, and it's a side-scrolling platformer.
Yeah, I've heard of this one. Yeah,
and it's got Danny Wallace.
it's meant to be
the
great.
voiceover.
Yeah.
So essentially, you play as this little rectangle called Thomas. It sounds ridiculous. I'm well aware it sounds ridiculous. Honestly, anybody can play this game and enjoy it. It's not like a game that requires ridiculous hand-eye coordination. It's not a game that you need to know a whole lot of backstory about like all these 7 other games that have come before it or anything like that. Anybody can just sit down, play this game and experience an absolutely amazing story with great narration to it. So the premise is you're a rectangle that's trying to find a purpose and just trying to enjoy his life as a rectangle. And he's like, as you go along, you find other shapes. So the first one that you find is a square that's called Chris. And because he's slightly shorter than Thomas, he can't jump as high. So how high these characters can jump all depends on how high their character is. So because the square obviously is about half the size of the rectangle, it can jump half as high. But because it's a square, it can go under things easier where Thomas wouldn't be able to fit. So it's all about using these different shapes to solve these puzzles that are on the screen as a platforming game. But the narration that goes with it tells the story about how Thomas is just trying to find friends and have like relationships with people. And the first person he finds is Chris, and Chris hates him because he feels like Thomas is showing off because he can jump higher and he feels inferior to this other person. But then you just like take a step back and realise it's all about shapes. It's just like literally a rectangle and a square. It's like, why am I so emotionally invested in squares and rectangles? And like you end up finding this massive square. She's huge, and she's like, the narration goes on about how she's sad and like she feels like nobody will like her because she's so massive compared to other people and she's different, but then she ends up being like really pivotal in like so many levels and she's like really useful and everybody celebrates, and like she can't jump as high because she's heavy because of her mass, so she can't jump very far. But then there's ways to make her jump, and like when you do certain things, like this triggers in the level which make the narration start. So when she gets to a certain point, it's like it'll then start doing the narration about how she feels and how great the experience is for her, and like Chris's journey as being like this spiteful, horrible square, and like making friends with these different shapes. It honestly, it is amazing. It sounds odd as hell. I am well aware of that, but it is a great story, and anybody can play it, and it's so wholesome and great. Play it.
It has been on my radar for quite a while.
It
I
does
just haven't
sound good.
got round to it.
I won't lie. When I first played it, it wasn't on the most legitimate of terms.
Oh.
But then because it was so good, I bought the game afterwards.
Nice.
Because I wanted it more, and I wanted the developers to. I felt that they should have that money for it because it was such a great experience that it needed to be bought by people, and I think it is amazing.
I feel like the side-scrolling like platform genre has kind of become that with them kind of games. Like they've become a lot more story-driven with stuff like Limbo and
Journey was like a more. I feel it feels like
it's
Journey,
simple.
but side-scrolling. Yeah.
But it tells like a better story than most AAA games could ever do.
Yeah, I think everybody should play it. And I went on about this for like a few years ago. I was going on to everybody that they should play it, that it became like a massive joke in our friends group. So there's a few people that take the piss out of me. So like Seaton will probably be rolling in his fucking chair laughing his arse off at me because I didn't shut up about it, because I need people to play this game because it is so underappreciated for what it is. Like most people I speak to about games don't know about it, and like you need to play it. Just play it as soon as possible.
Well, we don't like Seaton anyway. Did you have any runners up?
Thomas was alone. Game of the year every year. No. For me, like the runner-up in this, it's a bit of a cheat, but I don't care. You've cheated on past section, so I'm having it. As I got more and more competitive, I started playing more and more competitive games. And this game technically came in October 2009, like Mr. Pineapples, but most people didn't play it then, to be fair. So does it really count? No. I played it like a year or two after it came out, so in like 2010, 2011, when most people stopped playing it. So it didn't exist before then in my eyes. And that's League of Legends. So it's like one of the most popular esports games. It's just a 5 versus 5 tactical game where you play as a single character, try and build money up, buy better equipment, win the game, and then your character resets for the next match, and you do it all again, all while getting shouted at in Russian. So it ticks all the boxes, competitive and getting shouted at in a foreign language. So it does everything that I want a game to do, really. And it's just constantly growing. It's been going this entire time. And it's still going now. Everybody who plays it ends up coming back to it eventually. Like, I've played it on and off. I stopped playing it and then came back and stopped playing it, came back, and recently I've stopped playing again. And it's just fun. And they've just got so many characters, and like it just like it caters to everybody. No matter like what you want to do in the game, you can do something. Or if you like want specific characters, there's something probably for you. Like there's a little girl with a teddy bear who just throws fire at people, and then her big blowout ability is she throws a teddy bear at you, and then it turns into a massive grizzly bear that's on fire, and it runs at you and beats you down. So if you want
I do like bears.
Exactly. Or if you'd like bears that much, you can play as a bear.
Well,
and he's like a
sorted.
polar bear that like runs at people and throws them away and hits them with lightning. He's like a thunder god bear. So
sorted.
It's something for everybody. If you want to play as a sheriff woman who just shoots people with a gun, there's that as well.
On my street a little bit, yeah.
Exactly, that's what I was thinking. I was looking at you as I said it.
But I never played League of Legends, but I know everything about it because I heard about it for 2 years of sixth form, non-stop.
Exactly, because it's just so popular. So
it is fair. It's been like parodied in loads of stuff as well.
The thing is, it's a competitor to Dota as well, which it could. If you see any parodies of this kind of game, it could be a parody of either because they are so hotly contested against each other.
Good games. Great games. My pick. Go on. What is it? What is it, Mr. Pineapple?
It's God of War, isn't it?
It is God of War. 2018. This game, I mean, I already love Norse mythology. I think it's just amazing, isn't it? Done now.
Full stop. Done.
It takes a character that's just been a bastard for 3 games in a row with little story behind him, going from smashy, all the Greek gods are dead, to a brilliant father figure. Well, not
Brilliant.
a brilliant father figure, a brilliant character, but also a father figure. Because, you know, in the first game, he kills his wife and child to do some shit with Ares. I don't know. Like the first 3 games, I didn't really like, but this one has brought it back, and it's tied it in a nice little bow and mixed the both mythologies together so perfectly that I just love it. It's tied with my favourite game ever. So
What is it? You remember?
Probably it's Uncharted, but I don't know which one.
Why did you not pick Uncharted then instead of Resident Evil?
No, because I like it has nostalgia into it. I mean, I started playing Uncharted from like Uncharted 3, and then I went back.
Okay.
So, but yeah, God of War. I just think the slower pace of the game as well just makes the gameplay a lot better. It's not just all hack and slash. You're in a nearly top-down view of Kratos, just like in cutscenes ripping people's heads off.
It is good. I've been recently just completed it.
And now it's more of a over-the-shoulder third-person view. And you've got a fucking axe.
Yeah, the Leviathan axe. Wonderful.
Like you can
weapon.
throw like Thor's hammer. Like...
Yeah, I've had a lot of time for it. Yeah. I like to just throw it and then call it back to me. I just kept doing that for a good while.
It's got a side character, his son, who isn't a burden. He isn't a burden though as well. He's quite actually useful in the game.
He's a cunt though.
Yeah, he's a little cunt when he finds out he's son of a god. That's when he's like, wait, I'm a god, bitch. Let's go. But yeah, all the characters are just fleshed out and exciting. They're actually interesting characters. Like even the little dwarf ice giant thing that makes all your armor. He's just funny.
Yeah,
he's a comedy relief. Yeah, and you know, it doesn't, unlike the God of War, like the first 3 God of War games where it was just like, here's this famous Greek mythology character in your face. It doesn't introduce any of the big players in Norse mythology, like Thor's not in it, and Odin and all them dickheads. Like, it's got Balder in it, who's Thor's brother. He's the main bad guy, and hardly anyone really knows Balder, do they? You know, he's just an invincible fucker. It has got, at the end, it's got a plot twist that is kind of in your face, but every game needs a cliffhanger, don't they? If we're going to make a second one. I just really love that game. Got a lot of love for God of War.
It was good. It was really good. Really, really good.
But yeah, my runners up. I put Uncharted. I do really love number 3, but I love the last one as well.
4 is my second favourite.
Yeah. It's a nice little end to the story.
Yeah.
I put Last of Us, also a very good game. Red Dead 2, and then Resident Evil 7 or number 2 remake. But yeah, that's my list done.
Lists
done that.
We're quite a varied selection, really.
Yeah.
No real overlaps.
No.
So,
we should do video game movie adaptations now. Well, not next episode because that's too much video games and too little time. But as a future episode, that'd be cool.
Yeah, there's some crap out there, isn't there?
And that's all Big Pineapple done.
No real anger like we've had in many of them previously.
I think the Analyst has calmed us down a bit, to be honest.
I got angry. I just didn't say anything because Resident Evil's awful, but I just let him roll with it. I'm not gonna yuck his yum.
Well, shall we get on to the wrestling news?
No, this is where the anger comes in.
Speaking about no anger, here we go. I've just let you kind of control this one because you seem very angry about this.
Well, let's start on a less angry note. We'll start with another death.
Great. Not
Howard
angry
Finkel
note, depressing note.
Has passed away, age 69. You know, for many, he's the voice of WWE. You know, in case Connor doesn't know, he was a ring announcer.
I know who he was. He did the and the new WWE champion.
Yeah. He was the very first employee that Vince McMahon signed for WWF, actually.
Really?
So his employee number was 1. Yeah.
Oh, that's cute.
And he came up with the name WrestleMania. So,
he's a big boy, isn't he?
Yeah.
Good old Finkel.
And a lot of, I was reading all on Instagram and Twitter and stuff, all the wrestlers posting about him. He just seemed to be just a nice lad.
Yeah, because you get a lot of backstage people who are notorious for being bullies and dickheads.
But Yeah, apparently he was a fountain of knowledge as well. Like he'd know all the weird stats and statistics and stuff. Much like the analyst here,
Yes.
you know.
The analyst is our Howard Finkel.
Yes.
And he's
We
going
will
to die at the
celebrate you
age
when you die at
69.
the age 69, Connor.
Oh, I hope you do.
Yes.
That's the title I'll happily carry.
And he loved wrestling more. That's the main thing. He loved wrestling. He loved the business.
More than us.
And he was, for me, the voice of WWE.
Yeah.
Now on to a little bit of video game news.
Obviously.
2K21 cancelled.
Yay! Thank God.
Reportedly, yeah, they're not making a sequel to 2K20 because that was critically lambasted and it made no money.
Yeah. I played it as well.
Did you
and
actually?
It is as bad as they say it is. Literally did a Hell in a Cell match and a steel cage match, and they both were just in the chains of the cage, just spazzing out. And I'm like, we can't do it, mate. We can't play the game. No one's gonna win the match.
Did you hear about the thing that happened at the turn of the year?
No.
They programmed the calendar into the game incorrectly. So when it changed from 2019 to 2020, the game stopped working like 2K, like Y2K style. It couldn't compute the calendar changing over in year, so the entire thing just shut down. Couldn't do anything. There was only certain options in the menu that you could actually access until they pushed a patch out the next day. So they couldn't even 2K20 could not be played in 2K20. You could only play it in 2K19.
That's amazing.
Oh my God.
But
Dreadful.
yeah, I don't know if this is all the future games have been put on hold or if they're going to make something new, or I don't fucking know.
There was a rumor that they were kind of trying to scrap 2K not so long back and get back with is it Ukes? That did.
What they need to do is just remake Here Comes the Pain, and then let me play that for the next 15 years, like I have done with Here Comes the Pain.
Well, AEW is supposed to be getting a game released.
Yeah.
There was rumors that they were taking Ukes to kind of be like, fuck you, WWE, and actually make a good game, but who knows?
Right. Let's
Are we diving in?
let's do this. So we got some big wrestling news in regards to WWE. We obviously live in a weird time right now. We've got the whole Corona thing.
It's just a thing.
And WWE have been recording shows at the Performance Center and whatnot under
Like
very
WrestleMania.
under very strict sort of guidelines and procedures and what have you. But Vincent Kennedy McMahon,
He's using the full name, it's going to be bad.
as he announced a while back that the live shows are going to resume. Right, so
Yeah, we spoke about that last episode.
yes,
Didn't we?
just showing blatant disregard for his employees, etc., etc. But there's one thing that was preventing this. They weren't an essential business. But then John DeSantis declared WWE an essential business right after Linda McMahon gave a PAC donation to him of $18.5 million. I'm not
my God.
wanting to connect the dots,
I think the dots are already connected, mate.
And then pretty much straight after that, Vince was announced as part of Trump's advisory group to try and get the fucking, the business side of everything back on track. Right, so there's just, if that's not, shady as shit already, then, and then, like, the day after that, WWE releases everyone,
Pretty much, yeah.
But that they released them on the same day that they announced they had 500 million in cash reserves.
Jesus Christ.
And, and on the same day, Don DeSantis denies the link between Linda McMahon's PAC donation and his decision.
She just left it on my front door.
I don't even know where it's from. I just appeared. No, weird.
But they have still been paying the dividends out to the shareholders. And Vince McMahon's dividend that he got could have paid for the wages for everyone that's been released for 5 months.
Oh my God.
So, because it's been estimated the amount of people that have been released will save them around $4 million a month.
Is that what he's using as his excuse? He's saving money.
Yeah, in these uncertain times. He gave a brief 5-minute sort of conference to everyone over Skype or some shit.
Like this.
And apparently it was just very cold and that. And then if they were getting fired, they got a text message through. saying,
Was it just a copy
Bye.
and paste text message to everyone? Right, put in. Send.
No,
Done. Oh my god.
it's just a bit shady, isn't it? And
Very
they've released some
big names.
big names. Some proper company men have been released.
Have you got just a list of a few
I'm not
big
listing
names?
off like 45 people.
No, just like the biggest.
The big names: Zack Ryder, Rusev, Gallows and Anderson, Sarah Logan,
Kurt Angle,
who was working backstage, obviously as a producer. Lance Storm, Shane Helms have both been released as producers. D. Von Dudley as a producer.
Yeah.
You know.
Apparently,
Kurt Hawkins as well.
Maverick as well.
Jake Maverick, yes. EC3.
Apparently, he put a really emotional video on YouTube.
Yeah, it's just quite sad.
He was getting big as well. Fucking Maverick. It's, Gallows and Anderson's probably the biggest, just in respect that they were
just in the boneyard match. Yeah, it's come at a time as well. He's released them at the worst time because no companies are taking anyone on, obviously.
Yeah.
Because they're not doing live shows because they like their staff to be alive.
Yeah.
And stuff.
I think the biggest names like Gallows and Anderson, they'll go straight to like AEW or
he's already put his old New Japan nickname back on Twitter and stuff, and he's been teasing it. Yeah. So Gallows and Anderson are straight to New Japan when everything's died down.
Yeah.
Rusev and Zack Ryder for sure, probably AEW.
I'm gonna say AEW would be stupid not to snap some people up.
Yeah, it's an ordeal.
I did see it's like rumoured, and it's not going to happen, but there's been a lot of backstage heat between Roman Reigns and Vince, because obviously Roman Reigns is probably one of the most vulnerable.
Yeah.
He's been refusing not to come back. 22 hours ago, Roman Reigns' name has been banned from being used on TV.
Not allowed to say it on the announcing. Yeah, poor bastard. He had leukemia.
Is he like? Why have they done that though? Like he's still with the business.
Vince is a petty man.
What do we call him? The big dog?
No, they just won't mention him at all.
Man,
I don't know, man. It's just, especially when they announced that they've got a $500 million fucking fund just in case.
Yeah.
And yet they laid all these people off.
It's just a massive slap in the face to the people that's actually stuck with them.
Yeah.
And
I mean, Zack Ryder was with them for 14 years, and he got shat on by them.
Yeah. Heath Slater as well.
Yeah, Heath Slater.
How long he's been longer, hasn't he?
Always been fucking ages. But, yeah, just a bit sad. Sad week for wrestling.
Rest for like clips of tag teams.
I think we have to talk about Money in the Bank now, don't we?
Yeah.
With the tagline, "Climb the corporate ladder," which just couldn't have been the worst. It's just.
Vince just a prick, isn't he? He's a funny prick, though. It's a good tagline.
I mean,
fucking. It literally reminds me of like a Mortal Kombat like tower challenge.
Oh yeah,
that's exactly what it is, and I can't wait. I think it's the best way to go with like trying to film how they've got to film in the current scenario.
Yeah,
because they're going to carry on doing it regardless, no matter what people say. So
yeah,
Mm.
it's the best way for them to do it in the right format, and it's going to be a lot better. I think it'll be a bit like the graveyard match, well, whatever the freaking called. Boneyard match. I think it'll be a bit like that, but better. I think they might have learnt from it a bit more, and just like a bit more interesting. But yeah, it's a shit time to do it. Like climb the corporate ladder. It's just that's not great. It's been done bad, but I mean I'm interested in how they're going to do it. I normally am only interested in like two events, like two of the pay-per-views like a year, which is the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania. They're the only ones I'm really bothered about usually. Because usually Money in the Bank is just a really shit ladder match for me, and I don't really find it interesting. But this I probably will end up watching.
Yeah, but Money in the Bank should be interesting.
Yeah.
We might stream it. We might not. Depends how Mr. Pineapple's feeling.
Oh, sure. Right.
This one won't be over 2 days though, so.
Oh yeah, just the one. Yeah.
Oh, will it?
Oh, we'd hope.
The single day. If it is just a single day, I might be able to join you for that if you would be so gracious to have me.
Oh my!
Of course we will.
The Analyst. Yeah, it should be the one day. It won't have like 17,000 matches like WrestleMania.
Best not. Well, it won't do now that they ain't got anyone.
No,
to have
yeah.
matches with.
Well, they could, because they could just record matches like on a Monday, and then record one on a Friday, and then record one the next Wednesday and just keep using the same wrestlers, and just like give them new alter egos. So like the businessman, and it's just like the same guy who was on last week as the lumberjack, and they're all just like wearing different outfits slightly, but it's the same guy every time.
I like that idea.
But yeah, that's our wrestling news done. I don't think there's anything else to talk about, and I don't want to talk about anything because I hate wrestling now. Yeah, awareness section. I mean,
real quick.
oh,
With all the people that have been laid off and stuff, most of them have started like pro wrestling tees. They've got like new t-shirts and shit while they're off. So just search for that kind of shit. Like subscribe to their podcasts and their YouTube channels and what have you. So they have.
and that can be our awareness. Support WWE people because they just got fucked.
By an old man.
Yeah. Do you have anything else to say for the awareness section?
No.
No, we haven't really got one this week. I mean, Shove It Cancer has been uploading quite a lot. Showed off a new skateboard, and guess it's time for social meds. You can find us on Twitter at Wonder Hour, on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Mr. Pineapple's Wonder Hour, and Mr. Pineapple's Wonder Hour on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Stitcher. Bada bing, bada boom.
Before we finish, I've got 2 questions that I'd like to ask you both, if you'd be happy to do so.
Oh, go on then.
I didn't mention this because I wanted to catch you by surprise with it. So the first question is, if your life was a movie, what would be the turning point in the middle of the film that you've gone through so far in your life?
Jesus Christ.
In my real life? Or...
Yeah, in your real life. If your life was a movie up to this point, what would be the point, like the turning point for you?
To the darkness.
To whichever you want, like to something good or to something bad. What would be if your life was a film? What moment do you think it changes, like in like the middle of the film, essentially?
December 9th, 2013.
Yeah.
My nan passing away.
Oh.
Yes. Somber, yeah. I know.
Yeah, that's good. It's just interesting to know what you feel like your turning point in your life is. It's just a good reflection point, I think.
7 years ago. Shit, man. I'm old.
No.
I guess I should say the birth of my child, shouldn't I?
That's probably good.
Yeah. Let's go for that one. The 9th September 2017, birth of Freya. Bada bing, bada boom.
And the second one is, how would you like to be remembered?
Porn.
Just porn.
No.
Just porn. I'd like to be remembered as a good friend. Someone who'd do anything for friends, family, and Pineapple.
Yeah, good friend's a good one.
That's stealing, though, isn't it? That's...
A good friend wouldn't steal, would they, Tony?
Just a man with a passion for porn. It's hard to say without making yourself sound like a big-headed twat, isn't it?
Yeah, but just do it. How would you like to be remembered? How would you want to be remembered?
Like I had drive and passion and ambition, even if it didn't work out, And I loved everyone, except for the dickheads.
And Seaton.
See, obviously
Exactly.
Seaton. Yeah, they're good questions.
Bringing questions on us, like some kind of question
Podcast
answer, yes, man.
Jesus, I mean,
we invite him onto our podcast.
It's just good to get to know you a little bit more on a different level, and something that you've probably not thought about. And that's the point why I didn't ask you, because I didn't want you to think about it and try and formulate an answer. I wanted it to be like you that answered.
I enjoyed them.
Yeah.
I feel like I know myself better now.
Yeah. Cool.
Well, yeah, sure. And I guess that's it. That's the episode. Fuck you, Seaton.
Fuck you, Seaton.
Fuck you, Satan.
Yes. And stay fresh.
Stay fresh, my people.
Pineheads. Fucking
No.
Jesus. You don't even know your audience.
You don't even have people named after you. You're just a fucking donkey.
Yeah, alright. Bye.
Take a ride on some little pony. Come stick around, some little pony. Please stick around, some little pony with Mr. Pineapple. Oh yeah, it's Mr. Pineapple's Wonder Hour.